Ezra. Chapter 1. Now in the first year of Cyrus, king of Persia, that the word of the Lord, spoken by the mouth of Jeremiah, might be accomplished, the Lord stirred up the spirit of Cyrus, king of Persia, and he made a proclamation through all his kingdom, and also by writing, saying, Thus saith Cyrus, king of Persia, The Lord God of heaven hath given me all the kingdoms of the earth, and he hath commanded me to build him an house in Jerusalem, which is in Judah. Who is he among you, of all his people, with whom his God is? Let him go up to Jerusalem, which is in Judah, and build the house of the Lord God of Israel. He is the God, which is in Jerusalem. And every one that remaineth in any place, where he sojourneth, let the men of his place relieve him with silver, and with gold, and with substance, and with cattle, and with a willing offering, for the house of God that is in Jerusalem. Then the chief fathers of Judah, and Benjamin, and the priests, and the Levites rose up, with all them whose spirit God had raised to go up, to build the house of the Lord which is in Jerusalem. And all they that were about them strengthened their hands with vessels of silver, with gold, with substance, and with cattle, and with precious things, besides all that was willingly offered. Also the king Cyrus brought forth the vessels of the house of the Lord, which Nebuchadnezzar had taken out of Jerusalem, and had put them in the house of his God. Even them did Cyrus king of Persia bring forth by the hand of Mithridath the treasurer, and counted them unto Sheshbazzar, the prince of Judah. And this is the number of them: 30 basins of gold, 1,000 basins of silver, 29 knives, 30 bowls of gold, and of silver bowls of the second sort 410, and of other vessels 1,000. All the vessels of gold and silver were 5,400. Sheshbazzar brought up all with them of the captivity that came up from Babel to Jerusalem. Ezra. Chapter 2. These also are the sons of the province that went up out of the captivity, whom Nebuchadnezzar king of Babel had carried away unto Babel, and returned to Jerusalem, and to Judah, every one unto his city, which came up with Zerubbabel, to wit, Jeshua, Nehemiah, Sariah, Realiah, Mordecai, Bilshan, Mizpar, Bigvai, Rehum, Baanah. The number of the men of the people of Israel was: the sons of Parosh, 2,172. The sons of Shephatiah, 372. The sons of Era, 775. The sons of Pahath-Moab, of the sons of Jeshua and Joab, 2,812. The sons of Elam, 1,204 The sons of Zattu, 905. The sons of Zakkai, 760. The sons of Bani, 642. The sons of Bebai, 623. The sons of Azgad, 1,220. The sons of Adonikam, 666. The sons of Bigvai, 2,006. The sons of Adin, 450. The sons of Ater of Hezekiah, 98. The sons of Bezai, 323. The sons of Jorah, 112. The sons of Hashem, 223. The sons of Gibbar, 95. The sons of Bethlehem, 100. and 3 and 20. The men of Netophah, 6 and 50. The men of Anathoth, 108 and 20. The sons of Asmaveth, 2 and 40. The sons of Kiriath-Aram, of Kephirah, and Beeroth, 703 and 40. The sons of Ramah and Geba, 601 and 20. The men of Michmas, 102 and 20. The sons of Bethel and Ai, 203 and 20. The sons of Nebo, 2 and 50. The sons of Magbish, 106 and 50. The sons of the other Elam, 1,204 and 50. The sons of Haram, 320. The sons of Lod, Hadid, and Ono, 705 and 20. The sons of Jericho, 305 and 40. The sons of Senea, 3,630. The priests of the sons of Judea, of the house of Jeshua, 970 The sons of Immer, 1,002 and 50. The sons of Pashur, 1,207 and 40. The sons of Harim, 1,017. The Levites, the sons of Jeshua, and Kadmiel, of the sons of Hodaviah, 74. The singers, the sons of Asaph, 108 and 20. The sons of the porters, the sons of Shallum, the sons of Ater, the sons of Talmon, the sons of Akub, the sons of Hatita, the sons of Shobai. All were 109 and 30. The Nethinim, the sons of Zia, the sons of Hasupha, the sons of Tabaoth, the sons of Keros, the sons of Saya, the sons of Padan, the sons of Labana, the sons of Hagaba, the sons of Akub, the sons of Hagab, the sons of Shamlai, the sons of Hanan, the sons of Giddel, the sons of Gehar, the sons of Reaiah, the sons of Rezin, the sons of Nekoda, the sons of Gazam, the sons of Uzzah, the sons of Paseah, the sons of Besai, the sons of Asna, the sons of Meunim, the sons of Nephusim, the sons of Bakbuk, the sons of Hakupha, the sons of Harhur, the sons of Bazluth, the sons of Mahida, the sons of Harsha, the sons of Barkos, the sons of Sisera, the sons of Thema, the sons of Neziah, the sons of Hatipha, the sons of Solomon's servants, the sons of Sotai, the sons of Sophereth, the sons of Peruda, the sons of Jaela, the sons of Darkon, the sons of Giddel, the sons of Shephatiah, the sons of Hattil, the sons of Pokireth-Hazzebaim, the sons of Ammi, all the Nethinim, and the sons of Solomon's servants were 392. And these went up from Tel Melah, and from Tel Harsha, Kerub, Adon, and Immer. But they could not discern their father's house, and their seed, whether they were of Israel. The sons of Delaiah, the sons of Tobiah, the sons of Nekoda, 602 and 50. And of the sons of the priests, the sons of Habeah, the sons of Koz, the sons of Barzillai, which took of the daughters of Barzillai the Gileadite to wife, and was called after their name. These sought their writing of the genealogies, but they were not found. Therefore were they put from the priesthood. And Tershatha said unto them that they should not eat of the most holy thing, till there rose up a priest with Urim and Thummim. The whole congregation together was 42,360, beside their servants and their maids, of whom were 7,337. Among them were 200 singing men and singing women. Their horses were 736. Their mules 245. Their camels 435. Their asses 6,720. And certain of the chief fathers, when they came to the house of the Lord, which was in Jerusalem, they offered willingly for the house of God to set it up upon his foundation. They gave after their ability unto the treasure of the work, even 160,000 drams of gold, and 5,000 pieces of silver, and 100 priests' garments. So the priests and the Levites, and a certain of the people, and the singers, and the porters, and the Nethinim, dwelt in their cities, and all Israel in their cities. Ezra, chapter 3. And when the 7th month was come, and the children of Israel were in their cities, the people assembled themselves as one man unto Jerusalem. Then stood up Jeshua, the son of Jozadak, and his brethren the priests, and Zerubbabel, the son of Shealtiel, and his brethren, and built the altar of the God of Israel, to offer burnt offerings thereon, as it is written in the law of Moses, the man of God. And they set the altar upon his bases, for fear was among them, because of the people of those countries. Therefore they offered burnt offerings thereon unto the Lord, even burnt offerings in the morning and at even. They kept also the feast of the tabernacles, as it is written, and they burnt offering daily, by number, according to the custom, day by day. And afterward the continual burnt offering, both in the new months and in all the feast days, that were consecrated unto the Lord, and in all the oblations willingly offered unto the Lord. From the first day of the 7th month began they to offer burnt offerings unto the Lord. But the foundation of the temple of the Lord was not laid. They gave money also unto the masons, and to the workmen, and meat and drink, and oil unto them of Zidon and of Tyre, to bring them cedar wood from Lebanon to the sea unto Japho, according to the grant that they had of Cyrus king of Persia. And in the 2nd year of their coming unto the house of God in Jerusalem, in the 2nd month began Zerubbabel the son of Shealtiel, and Jeshua the son of Jozadak, and the remnant of their brethren, the priests, and the Levites, and all they that were come out of the captivity unto Jerusalem, and appointed the Levites from 20 years old and above, to set forward the work of the house of the Lord. And Jeshua stood with his sons, and his brethren, and Kadmiel with his sons, and the sons of Judah together, to set forward the workmen in the house of God, and the sons of Henadad, with their sons, and their brethren the Levites. And when the builders laid the foundation of the temple of the Lord, they appointed the priests in their apparel with trumpets, and the Levites the sons of Asaph with cymbals, to praise the Lord, after the ordinance of David king of Israel. Thus they sang when they gave praise, and when they gave thanks unto the Lord. For he is good, for his mercy endureth forever toward Israel. And all the people shouted with a great shout when they praised the Lord, because the foundation of the house of the Lord was laid. Many also of the priests, and the Levites, and the chief of the fathers, ancient men, which had seen the first house, when the foundation of this house was laid before their eyes, wept with a loud voice, and many shouted aloud for joy, so that the people could not discern the sound of the shout for joy from the noise of the weeping of the people. For the people shouted with a loud cry, and the noise was heard far off. Ezra, chapter 4. But the adversaries of Judah and Benjamin heard that the children of the captivity built the temple unto the Lord God of Israel. And they came to Zerubbabel and to the chief fathers, and said unto them, We will build with you, for we seek the Lord your God as ye do. And we have sacrificed unto him since the time of Esarhaddon, king of Assyria, which brought us up hither. Then Zerubbabel and Jeshua and the rest of the chief fathers of Israel said unto them, It is not for you, but for us to build the house unto our God. For we ourselves together will build it unto the Lord God of Israel, as King Cyrus the king of Persia hath commanded us. Wherefore the people of the land discouraged the people of Judah, and troubled them in building. And they hired counselors against them, to hinder their device all the days of Cyrus king of Persia, even until the reign of Darius king of Persia. And in the reign of Ahasuerus, in the beginning of his reign, wrote they an accusation against the inhabitants of Judah and Jerusalem. And in the days of Artaxerxes, Mithridath, Tabeel, and the rest of their companions wrote when it was peace, unto Artaxerxes king of Persia. And the writing of the letter was the Aramites' writing, and the thing declared was in the language of the Aramites. Rehum, the chancellor, and Shimshai, the scribe, wrote a letter against Jerusalem to Artaxerxes, the king, in this sort. Then wrote Rehum the chancellor, and Shimshai the scribe, and their companions Dinai, and Apharsathchi, Tarpali, Persia, Archivai, Bablai, Shushankai, Dehave, Elamai, and the rest of the people whom the great and noble Osnaber brought over, and set in the cities of Samaria, and other that are beyond the river, and Kenath. This is the copy of the letter that they sent unto King Artaxerxes. Thy servants, the men beyond the river, and Kenath, salute thee. Be it known unto the king, that the Jews, which came up from thee to us, are come unto Jerusalem, a city rebellious and wicked, and build, and lay the foundations of the walls, and have joined the foundations. Be it known now unto the king, that if this city be built, and the foundations of the walls laid, they will not give toll, tribute, nor custom. So shalt thou hinder the king's tribute. Now therefore, because we have been brought up in the king's palace, it was not meet for us to see the king's dishonor. For this cause have we sent and certified the king, that one may search in the book of the chronicles of thy fathers, and thou shalt find in the book of the chronicles, and perceive that this city is rebellious, and noisome unto kings and provinces, and that they have moved sedition of old time, for the which cause this city was destroyed. We certify the king, therefore, that if this city be built, and the foundation of the walls laid, by this means the portion beyond the river shall not be thine. The king sent an answer unto Rehum the chancellor, and Shimshai the scribe, and to the rest of their companions that dwelt in Samaria, and unto the other beyond the river, Shelem and Keith. The letter which ye sent unto us hath been openly read before me, and I have commanded, and they have searched and found, that this city of old time hath made insurrection against kings, and hath rebelled, and rebellion hath been committed therein. There have been mighty kings also over Jerusalem, which have ruled over all beyond the river, and toll, tribute, and custom was given unto them. Make ye now a decree, that those men may cease, and that the city be not built, till I have given another commandment. Take heed now, that ye fail not to do this. Why should damage grow to hurt the king? When the copy of King Artaxerxes' letter was read before Rehum and Shimshai the scribe, and their companions, they went up in all the haste to Jerusalem unto the Jews, and caused them to cease by force and power. Then ceased the work of the house of God, which was in Jerusalem, and did stay unto the 2nd year of Darius king of Persia. Ezra, chapter 5. Then Haggai a prophet, and Zechariah the son of Iddo a prophet, prophesied unto the Jews that were in Judah and Jerusalem, in the name of the God of Israel, even unto them. Then Zerubbabel the son of Shealtiel, and Jeshua the son of Jozadak, arose, and began to build the house of God at Jerusalem, and with them were the prophets of God, which helped them. At the same time came to them Tattenai, which was captain beyond the river, and Shetharboznai, and their companions, and said thus unto them, Who hath given you commandment to build this house, and to lay the foundations of these walls? Then said we unto them after this manner, What are the names of the men that build this building? But the eye of their God was upon the elders of the Jews, that they could not cause them to cease, till the matter came to Darius. And then they answered by letters thereunto. The copy of the letter that Tattenai captain beyond the river, and Shetharboznai and his companions Persians, which were beyond the river, sent unto King Darius. They sent a letter unto him, wherein it was written thus, Unto Darius, the king, all peace. Be it known unto the king, that we went into the province of Judea, to the house of the great God, which is built with great stones, and beams are laid in the walls, and this work is wrought speedily, and prospereth in their hands. Then asked we those elders, and said unto them thus, Who hath given you commandment to build this house, and to lay the foundation of these walls? We asked their names also, that we might certify thee, and that we might write the names of the men that were their rulers. But they answered us thus, and said, We are the servants of the God of heaven and earth, and build the house that was built of old, and many years ago, which a great king of Israel built, and founded it. But after that our fathers had provoked the God of heaven unto wrath, he gave them over into the hand of Nebuchadnezzar, king of Babel, the Chaldean. And he destroyed this house, and carried the people away captive unto Babel. But in the 1st year of Cyrus, king of Babel, King Cyrus made a decree to build this house of God. And the vessels of gold and silver of the house of God, which Nebuchadnezzar took out of the temple that was in Jerusalem, and brought them into the temple of Babel, those did Cyrus the king take out of the temple of Babel, and they gave them unto one Sheshbazzar by his name, whom he had made captain. And he said unto him, Take these vessels, and go thy way, and put them in the temple that is in Jerusalem, and let the house of God be built in his place. Then came the same Sheshbazzar, and laid the foundation of the house of God, which is in Jerusalem, and since that time, even until now, hath it been in building, yet is it not finished. Now therefore, if it please the king, let there be search made in the house of the king's treasures, which is there in Babel, whether a decree hath been made by King Cyrus to build this house of God in Jerusalem, and let the king send his mind concerning this. Ezra, chapter 6. Then King Darius gave commandment, and they made search in the library of the treasures which were there laid up in Babel. And there was found in a coffer, in the palace that was in the province of the Medes, a volume, and therein was it thus written, as a memorial. In the 1st year of King Cyrus made a decree for the house of God in Jerusalem. Let the house be built, even the place where they offered sacrifices, and let the walls thereof be joined together. Let the height thereof be 60 cubits, and the breadth thereof 60 cubits. 3 orders of great stones, and 1 order of timber. And let the expenses be given of the king's house. And also let them render the vessels of the house of God, of gold and silver, which Nebuchadnezzar took out of the temple, which was in Jerusalem, and brought unto Babel. And let him go unto the temple that is in Jerusalem to his place, and put them in the house of God. Therefore Tattenai, captain beyond the river, and Shetharboznai, and their companions of Pharsakai, which are beyond the river, be ye far from thence. Suffer ye the work of this house of God, that the captain of the Jews, and the elders of the Jews, may build this house of God in his place. For I have given a commandment what ye shall do to the elders of these Jews, for the building of this house of God, that of the revenues of the king, which is of the tribute beyond the river, there be incontinently expenses given unto these men, that they cease not. And that which they shall have need of, let it be given unto them day by day, whether it be young bullocks, or rams, or lambs for the burnt offerings of the God of heaven, wheat, salt, wine, and oil, according to the appointment of the priests that are in Jerusalem, that there be no fault, that they may have to offer sweet odors unto the God of heaven, and pray for the king's life, and for his sons. And I have made a decree, that whosoever shall alter this sentence, the wood shall be pulled down from his house, and shall be set up, and he shall be hanged thereon. And his house shall be made a dunghill for this. And the God that hath caused his name to dwell there, destroy all kings and people that put to their hand to alter and to destroy this house of God, which is in Jerusalem. I, Darius, have made a decree. Let it be done with speed. Then Tattenai, the captain beyond the river, and Shetharboznai and their companions, according to that which Darius had sent, so they did, speedily. So the elders of the Jews built, and they prospered by the prophesying of Haggai the prophet, and Zechariah the son of Iddo. And they built and finished it, by the appointment of the God of Israel, and by the commandment of Cyrus, and Darius, and Artaxerxes king of Persia. And this house was finished the 3rd day of the month Adar, which was the 6th year of the reign of King Darius. And the children of Israel, the priests, and the Levites, and the residue of the children of the captivity, kept the dedication of this house of God with joy, and offered at the dedication of this house of God 100 bullocks, 200 rams, 400 lambs, and 12 goats, for the sin of all Israel, according to the number of the tribes of Israel. And they set the priests in their order, and the Levites in their courses, over the service of God in Jerusalem, as it is written in the book of Moses. And the children of the captivity kept the Passover on the 14th day of the 1st month. For the priests and the Levites were purified altogether. And they killed the Passover for all the children of the captivity, and for their brethren, the priests, and for themselves. So the children of Israel which were come out again of captivity, and all such as had separated themselves unto them, from the filthiness of the heathen of the land, to seek the Lord God of Israel, did eat. And they kept the feast of unleavened bread 7 days with joy. For the Lord had made them glad, and turned the heart of the king of Assyria unto them, to encourage them in the work of the house of God, even the God of Israel. Ezra, chapter 7. Now after these things, in the reign of Artaxerxes king of Persia, was Ezra, the son of Sariah, the son of Azariah, the son of Hilkiah, the son of Shallum, the son of Zadok, the son of Ahitub, the son of Amariah, the son of Azariah, the son of Meraioth, the son of Zerahiah, the son of Uzzi, the son of Bukai, the son of Abishua, the son of Phinehas, the son of Eleazar, the son of Aaron, the chief priest. This Ezra came up from Babel, and was a scribe, prompt in the law of Moses, which the Lord God of Israel had given. And the king gave him all his request, according to the hand of the Lord his God, which was upon him. And there went up certain of the children of Israel, and of the priests, and the Levites, and the singers, and the porters, and the Nethinim, unto Jerusalem, in the 7th year of King Artaxerxes. And he came to Jerusalem in the 5th month, which was in the 7th year of the king. For upon the 1st day of the 1st month began he to go up from Babel, and on the 1st day of the 5th month came he to Jerusalem, according to the good hand of his God that was upon him. For Ezra had prepared his heart to seek the law of the Lord, and to do it, and to teach the precepts and judgments in Israel. And this is the copy of the letter that King Artaxerxes gave unto Ezra the priest and scribe, even a writer of the words of the commandments of the Lord, and of his statutes over Israel. Artaxerxes, king of kings, to Ezra, the priest, and perfect scribe of the law of the God of heaven, and to Kenneth. I have given commandment that every one that is willing in my kingdom of the people of Israel, and of the priests and Levites, to go to Jerusalem with thee, shall go. Therefore art thou sent of the king and his 7 counselors, to inquire in Judah and Jerusalem, according to the law of thy God, which is in thine hand, and to carry the silver and the gold, which the king and his counselors willingly offer unto the God of Israel, whose habitation is in Jerusalem, and all the silver and gold that thou canst find in all the province of Babel, with the free offering of the people, and that which the priests offer willingly to the house of their God, which is in Jerusalem, that thou mayest buy speedily with this silver bullocks, rams, lambs, with their meat offerings, and their drink offerings. And thou shalt offer them upon the altar of the house of your God, which is in Jerusalem. And whatsoever it pleaseth thee and thy brethren to do with the rest of the silver and gold, do ye it according to the will of your God. And the vessels that are given thee for the service of the house of thy God, those deliver thou before God in Jerusalem. And the residue that shall be needful for the house of thy God, which shall be meet for thee to bestow, thou shalt bestow it out of the king's treasure house. And I, King Artaxerxes, have given commandment to all the treasurers which are beyond the river, that whatsoever Ezra the priest and scribe of the law of the God of heaven shall require of you, that it be done incontinently, unto 100 talents of silver, unto 100 measures of wheat, and unto 100 baths of wine, and unto 100 baths of oil, and salt without writing. Whatsoever is by the commandment of the God of heaven, let it be done speedily for the house of the God of heaven. For why should he be wroth against the realm of the king and his children? And we certify you that upon any of the priests, Levites, singers, porters, Nethinim, or ministers in this house of God, there shall no governor lay upon them toll, tribute, nor custom. And thou, Ezra, after the wisdom of thy God, that is in thine hand, set judges and arbiters, which may judge all the people that is beyond the river, even all that know the law of thy God, and teach ye them that know it not. And whosoever will not do the law of thy God, and the king's law, let him have judgment without delay, whether it be unto death, or to banishment, or to confiscation of goods, or to imprisonment. Blessed be the Lord God of our fathers, which so hath put in the king's heart, to beautify the house of the Lord that is in Jerusalem, and hath inclined mercy toward me, before the king and his counselors, and before all the king's mighty princes. And I was comforted by the hand of the Lord my God, which was upon me, and I gathered the chief of Israel to go up with me. Ezra, chapter 8. These are now the chief fathers of them, and the genealogy of them that came up with me from Babel, in the reign of King Artaxerxes. Of the sons of Phinehas, Gershom. Of the sons of Ithamar, Daniel. Of the sons of David, Hattush. Of the sons of Shechaniah. Of the sons of Pharosh, Zechariah. And with him the count of the males, 150. Of the sons of Pahath-Moab, Elihoenai, the son of Zerahiah, and with him 200 males. Of the sons of Shechaniah, the son of Jahaziel, and with him 300 males. And of the sons of Adin, Ebed, the son of Jonathan, and with him 50 males. And of the sons of Elam, Jeshiah, the son of Athaliah, and with him 70 males. And of the sons of Shephatiah, Zebediah, the son of Michael, and with him 80 males. Of the sons of Joab, Obadiah, the son of Jehiel, and with him 218 males. And of the sons of Shelomith, the son of Josephiah, and with him 160 males. And of the sons of Bebai, Zechariah, the son of Bebai, and with him 28 males. And of the sons of Azgad, Johanan, the son of Hakatan, and with him 110 males. And of the sons of Adonikam, that were the last, whose names were these: Eliphalet, Jehiel, and Shemaiah, and with them 80 males. And of the sons of Bigvai, Uthai, and Zabad, and with them 70 males. And I gathered them to the river that goeth toward Ahava, and there abode we 3 days. Then I viewed the people, and the priests, and found there none of the sons of Levi. Therefore sent I to Eliezer, to Ariel, to Shemiah, and to Elnathan, and to Jarib, and to Elnathan, and to Nathan, and to Zechariah, and to Meshullam the chief, and to Joiarib, and to Elnathan men of understanding. And I gave them commandment, to Iddo the chiefest at the place of Cassiphia. And I told them the words that they should speak to Iddo, and to his brethren, the Nethinim at the place of Cassiphia, that they should cause the ministers of the house of our God to come unto us. So by the good hand of our God, which was upon us, they brought us a man of understanding of the sons of Malai, the son of Levi, the son of Israel, and Sherebiah, with his sons and his brethren, even 18. Also Hashabiah, and with him Jeshiah, of the sons of Merari, with his brethren, and their sons 20. And of the Nethinim whom David had sent, and the princes for the service of the Levites, 220 of the Nethinim, which all were named by name. And there at the river, by Ahava, I proclaimed a fast, that we might humble ourselves before our God, and seek of him a right way for us, and for our children, and for all our substance. For I was ashamed to require of the king an army and horsemen to help us against the enemy in the way, because we had spoken to the king, saying, The hand of our God is upon all them that seek him in goodness, but his power and his wrath is against all them that forsake him. So we fasted, and besought our God for this, and he was entreated of us. Then I separated 12 of the chief of the priests, Sherebiah and Hashabiah, and 10 of their brethren with them, and weighed them the silver and the gold, and the vessels, even the offering of the house of our God, which the king and his counselors and his princes, and all Israel that were present, had offered. And I weighed unto their hand 650 talents of silver, and in silver vessel 100 talents, and in gold 100 talents, and 20 basins of gold, of 1,000 drams, and 2 vessels of shining brass, very good, and precious as gold. And I said unto them, Ye are consecrated unto the Lord, and the vessels are consecrated, and the gold and the silver are freely offered unto the Lord God of your fathers. Watch ye, and keep them, until ye weigh them before the chief priests and the Levites, and the chief fathers of Israel in Jerusalem, in the chambers of the house of the Lord. So the priests and the Levites received the weight of the silver, and of the gold, and of the vessels, to bring them to Jerusalem, unto the house of our God. Then we departed from the river of Ahava on the 12th day of the 1st month, to go unto Jerusalem. And the hand of our God was upon us, and delivered us from the hand of the enemy, and of such as laid wait by the way. And we came to Jerusalem, and abode there 3 days. And on the 4th day was the silver weighed, and the gold, and the vessel, in the house of our God, by the hand of Meremoth, the son of Uriah the priest. And with him was Eleazar, the son of Phinehas, and with them was Jozabad, the son of Jeshua, and Noadiah, the son of Binnui, the Levites. By number and by weight of every one, and all the weight was written at the same time. Also the children of the captivity, which were come out of captivity, offered burnt offerings unto the God of Israel, 12 bullocks for all Israel, 96 rams, 77 lambs, and 12 he-goats for sin. All was a burnt offering of the Lord. And they delivered the king's commission unto the king's officers, and to the captains beyond the river. And they promoted the people and the house of God. Ezra, chapter 9. When as these things were done, the rulers came to me, saying, The people of Israel, and the priests, and the Levites are not separated from the people of the lands, as touching their abominations, to wit, of the Canaanites, the Hittites, the Perizzites, the Jebusites, the Ammonites, the Moabites, the Egyptians, and the Amorites. For they have taken their daughters to themselves, and to their sons, and they have mixed the holy seed with the people of the lands, and the hand of the princes and rulers have been chief in this trespass. But when I heard this saying, I rent my clothes and my garment, and plucked off the hair of mine head, and of my beard, and sat down, astonied. And there assembled unto me all that feared the words of the God of Israel, because of the transgression of them of the captivity. And I sat down, astonied, until the evening sacrifice. And at the evening sacrifice I rose up from mine heaviness, and when I had rent my clothes and my garment, I fell upon my knees, and spread out mine hands unto the Lord my God, and said, O my God, I am confounded, and ashamed to lift up mine eyes unto thee, my God. For our iniquities are increased over our head, and our trespass is grown up unto the heaven. From the days of our fathers have we been in a great trespass unto this day, and for our iniquities have we, our kings and our priests, been delivered into the hand of the kings of the lands, unto the sword, into captivity, into a spoil, and into confusion of face, as appeareth this day. And now for a little space grace hath been showed from the Lord our God, in causing a remnant to escape, and in giving us a nail in his holy place, that our God may light our eyes, and give us a little reviving in our servitude. For though we were bondmen, yet our God hath not forsaken us in our bondage, but hath inclined mercy unto us in the sight of the kings of Persia, to give us life, and to erect the house of our God, and to redress the desolate places thereof, and to give us a wall in Judah and in Jerusalem. And now, our God, what shall we say after this? For we have forsaken thy commandments, which thou hast commanded by thy servants the prophets, saying, The land whereunto ye go to possess it is an unclean land, because of the filthiness of the people of the lands, which by their abominations and by their uncleanness have filled it from corner to corner. Now therefore shall ye not give your daughters unto their sons, neither shall ye take their daughters unto your sons, nor seek their peace nor wealth forever, that ye may be strong, and eat the goodness of the land, and leave it for an inheritance to your sons forever. And after all that is come upon us for our evil deeds, and for our great trespasses, seeing that thou, our God, hast stayed us from being beneath for our iniquities, and hast given us such deliverance, should we return to break thy commandments, and join in affinity with the people of such abominations? Wouldest not thou be angry toward us, till thou hadst consumed us, so that there should be no remnant, nor any escaping? O Lord God of Israel, thou art just. For we have been reserved to escape, as appeareth this day. Behold, we are before thee in our trespass, therefore we cannot stand before thee because of it. Ezra, chapter 10. While Ezra prayed thus, and confessed himself weeping, and falling down before the house of God, there assembled unto him of Israel a very great congregation of men and women and children, for the people wept with a great lamentation. Then Shechaniah, the son of Jehiel, one of the sons of Elam, answered, and said to Ezra, We have trespassed against our God, and have taken strange wives of the people of the land. Yet now there is hope in Israel concerning this. Now therefore let us make a covenant with our God, to put away all the wives, and such as are born of them, according to the counsel of the Lord, and of those that fear the commandments of our God, and let it be done according to the law. Arise, for the matter belongeth unto thee. We also will be with thee. Be of comfort, and do it. Then arose Ezra, and caused the chief priests, the Levites, and all Israel, to swear that they would do according to this word. So they sware. And Ezra rose up from before the house of God, and went into the chamber of Johanan, the son of Eliashib. He went even thither, but he did eat neither bread nor drunk water, for he mourned, because of the transgression of them of the captivity. And they caused a proclamation to go throughout Judah and Jerusalem unto all them of the captivity, that they should assemble themselves unto Jerusalem. And whosoever would not come within 3 days, according to the counsel of the princes and elders, all his substance should be forfeit, and he should be separate from the congregation of them of the captivity. Then all the men of Judah and Benjamin assembled themselves unto Jerusalem within 3 days, which was the 20th day of the 9th month, and all the people sat in the street of the house of God, trembling for this matter, and for the rain. And Ezra the priest stood up, and said unto them, Ye have transgressed, and have taken strange wives to increase the trespass of Israel. Now therefore give praise unto the Lord God of your fathers, and do his will, and separate yourselves from the people of the land, and from the strange wives. And all the congregation answered, and said with a loud voice, So will we do according to thy words unto us. But the people are many, and it is a rainy weather, and we are not able to stand without, neither is it the work of 1 day or 2, for we are many that have offended in this thing. Let our rulers stand therefore before all the congregation, and let all them which have taken strange wives in our cities come at the time appointed, and with them the elders of every city and the judges thereof, till the fierce wrath of our God for this matter turn away from us. Then were appointed Jonathan, the son of Asahel, and Jahaziah, the son of Tikvah, over this matter. And Meshullam and Shabbathai, the Levites, helped them. And they of the captivity did so, and departed, even Ezra the priest, and the men that were chief fathers to the family of their fathers by name, and sat down in the first day of the 10th month to examine the matter. And until the first day of the first month they were finishing the business with all the men that had taken strange wives. And of the sons of the priests there were men found that had taken strange wives, to wit, of the sons of Jeshua, the son of Josadak, and of his brethren, Maaseiah, Eleazar, and Jarib, and Gedaliah. And they gave their hands that they would put away their wives, and they that had trespassed gave a ram for their trespass. And of the sons of Immer, Honani, and Zebediah. And of the sons of Haram, Maaseiah, and Elijah, and Shemaiah, and Jehiel, and Uzziah. And of the sons of Pashur, Elioenai, Maaseiah, Ishmael, Nathaniel, Jozabad, and Elasa. And of the Levites, Jozabad, and Shimei, and Kaliah, which is Kelita, Pethahiah, Judah, and Eleazar. And of the singers, Eliashib. And of the porters, Shallum, and Telem, and Uri. And of Israel, of the sons of Perush, Ramiah, and Josiah, and Malchiah, and Mijamin, and Eleazar, and Malchijah, and Benaiah. And of the sons of Elam, Mattaniah, Zechariah, and Jehiel, and Abdi, and Jeremoth, and Eliah. And of the sons of Zattu, Elioenai, Eliashib, Mattaniah, and Jeremoth, and Zabad, and Azazel. And of the sons of Bebai, Jehohanan, Hananiah, Zabbai, Athli. And of the sons of Bani, Meshullam, Malach, and Adiah, Jashub, and Sheel, Jeremoth. And of the sons of Pahath-Moab, Adnah, and Kelal, Benaiah, Maaseiah, Mattaniah, Bezaleel, and Binui, and Manasseh. And of the sons of Haram, Eleazar, Isijah, Malchiah, Shemaiah, Shimeon, Benjamin, Malach, Shamariah. Of the sons of Hashem, Mattani, Mattata, Zabad, Eliphalet, Jeremiah, Manasseh, Shimei. Of the sons of Bani, Maadai, Amram, and Uel, Benaiah, Bediah, Kela, Vaniah, Meremoth, Eliashib, Mattaniah, Mattanai, and Jaasai, and Bani, and Binui, Shimei, and Shelemiah, and Nathan, and Adaiah, Machnadabai, Shashai, Sherai, Azarel, and Shelemiah, Shemariah, Shallum, Amariah, Joseph. Of the sons of Nebo, Jael, Mattathiah, Zabad, Zebina, Jadai, and Joel, Benaiah. All these had taken strange wives, and among them were women that had children. Nehemiah. Chapter 1. The words of Nehemiah, the son of Hakaliah, in the month Kislev, in the 20th year, as I was in the palace of Shushan, came Hanani, one of my brethren, he and the men of Judah, and I asked them concerning the Jews that were delivered, which were of the residue of the captivity, and concerning Jerusalem. And they said unto me, The residue that are left of the captivity there in the province are in great affliction, and in reproach, and the wall of Jerusalem is broken down, and the gates thereof are burnt with fire. And when I heard these words, I sat down and wept, and mourned certain days, and I fasted and prayed before the God of heaven, and said, O Lord God of heaven, the great and terrible God, that keepeth covenant and mercy for them that love him, and observe his commandments, I pray thee, let thine ears be attent, and thine eyes open, to hear the prayer of thy servant, which I pray before thee daily, day and night, for the children of Israel, thy servants, and confess the sins of the children of Israel, which we have sinned against thee. Both I and my father's house have sinned. We have grievously sinned against thee, and have not kept the commandments, nor the statutes, nor the judgments, which thou commandest thy servant Moses. I beseech thee, remember the word that thou commandest thy servant Moses, saying, Ye will transgress, and I will scatter you abroad among the people. But if ye return unto me, and keep my commandments, and do them, though your scattering were to the uttermost part of the heaven, yet will I gather you from thence, and will bring you unto the place that I have chosen to place my name there. Now these are thy servants, and thy people, whom thou hast redeemed by thy great power, and by thy mighty hand. O Lord, I beseech thee, let thine ear now hearken to the prayer of thy servant, and to the prayer of thy servants who desire to fear thy name. And I pray thee, cause thy servant to prosper this day, and give him favor in the presence of this man. For I was the king's butler. Nehemiah Chapter 2. Now in the month Nisan, in the 20th year of King Artaxerxes, the wine stood before him, and I took up the wine, and gave it unto the king. Now I was not beforetime sad in his presence. And the king said unto me, Why is thy countenance sad, seeing thou art not sick? This is nothing but sorrow of heart. Then was I sore afraid. And I said to the king, God save the king forever. Why should not my countenance be sad, when the city and house of the sepulchres of my fathers lieth waste, and the gates thereof are devoured with fire? And the king said unto me, For what thing doest thou require? Then I prayed to the God of heaven, and said unto the king, If it please the king, and if thy servant have found favor in thy sight, I desire that thou wouldest send me to Judah, unto the city of the sepulchres of my fathers, that I may build it. And the king said unto me, the queen also sitting by him, How long shall thy journey be? And when wilt thou come again? So it pleased the king, and he sent me, and I set him a time. After I said unto the king, If it please the king, let them give me letters to the captains beyond the river, that they may convey me over, till I come into Judah. And letters unto Asaph, the keeper of the king's park, that he may give me timber to build the gates of the palace, which appertain to the house, and for the walls of the city, and for the house that I shall enter into. And the king gave me according to the good hand of my God upon me. Then came I to the captains beyond the river, and gave them the king's letters, and the king had sent captains of the army and horsemen with me. But Sanballat, the Horonite, and Tobiah, a servant, an Ammonite, heard it, and it grieved them sore, that there was come a man which sought the wealth of the children of Israel. So I came to Jerusalem, and was there 3 days. And I rose in the night, I and a few men with me, for I told no man what God had put in mine heart to do at Jerusalem. And there was not a beast with me, save the beast whereon I rode. And I went out by night, by the gate of the valley, and came before the dragon well, and to the dung port, and viewed the walls of Jerusalem, how they were broken down, and the ports thereof devoured with the fire. Then I went forth unto the gate of the fountain, and to the king's fish pool, and there was no room for the beast that was under me to pass. Then went I up in the night by the brook, and viewed the wall, and turned back, and coming back, I entered by the gate of the valley, and returned. And the rulers knew not whither I was gone, nor what I did, neither did I as yet tell it unto the Jews, nor to the priests, nor to the noblemen, nor to the rulers, nor to the rest that labored in the work. Afterward I said unto them, Ye see the misery that we are in, how Jerusalem lieth waste, and the gates thereof are burnt with fire. Come, and let us build the wall of Jerusalem, that we be no more a reproach. Then I told them of the hand of my God, which was good over me, and also of the king's words that he had spoken unto me. And they said, Let us rise and build. So they strengthened their hand to good. But when Sanballat the Horonite, and Tobiah the servant, an Ammonite, and Geshem the Arabian heard it, they mocked us, and despised us, and said, What a thing is this that ye do? Will ye rebel against the king? Then answered I them, and said to them, The God of heaven, he will prosper us, and we his servants will rise up and build. But as for you, ye have no portion, nor right, nor memorial in Jerusalem. Nehemiah chapter 3. Then arose Eliashib, the high priest, with his brethren the priests, and they built the sheep gate. They repaired it, and set up the doors thereof. Even unto the tower of Meah repaired they it, and unto the tower of Hananel. And next unto him built the men of Jericho, and beside him Zachar, the son of Imri. But the fishport did the sons of Senaiah build, which also laid the beams thereof, and set on the doors thereof, the locks thereof, and the bars thereof. And next unto them fortified Meremoth, the son of Urijah, the son of Koz. And next unto them fortified Meshullam, the son of Berechiah, the son of Meshezabel. And next unto them fortified Zadok, the son of Baana. And next unto them fortified the Tekoites. But the great men of them put not their necks to the works of their lords. And the gate of the old fish pool fortified Jehoiada, the son of Paseah, and Meshullam, the son of Besodiah. They laid the beams thereof, and set on the doors thereof, and the locks thereof, and the bars thereof. Next unto them also fortified Melatiah the Gibeonite, and Jadon the Meronothite, men of Gibeon, and of Mizpah, unto the throne of the duke, which was beyond the river. Next unto him fortified Aziel, the son of Harhiah, of the goldsmiths. Next unto him also fortified Hananiah, the son of Harakahim, and they repaired Jerusalem unto the broad wall. Also next unto them fortified Raphiah, the son of Hur, the ruler of the half part of Jerusalem. And next unto him fortified Jedaiah, the son of Harumaph, even over against his house. And next unto him fortified Hattush, the son of Hashabniah. Malchijah, the son of Haram, and Hashub, the son of Paeth-Moab, fortified the second portion, and the tower of the furnaces. Next unto him also fortified Shallum, the son of Hallohesh, the ruler of the half part of Jerusalem, he and his daughters. The valley gate fortified Hanan, and the inhabitants of Zanoah. They built it, and set on the doors thereof, the locks thereof, and the bars thereof, even 1,000 cubits on the wall unto the dung port. But the dung port fortified Malchijah, the son of Rechab, the ruler of the fourth part of Beth-Hakerem. He built it, and set on the doors thereof, the locks thereof, and the bars thereof. But the gate of the fountain fortified Shallun, the son of Colhose, the ruler of the fourth part of Mizpah. He built it, and covered it, and set on the doors thereof, the locks thereof, and the bars thereof, and the wall, unto the fish pool of Shelah, by the king's garden, and unto the steps that go down from the city of David. After him fortified Nehemiah, the son of Azbuk, the ruler of the half part of Beth-zur, until the other side, over against the sepulchres of David, and to the fish pool that was repaired, and unto the house of the mighty. After him fortified the Levites, Rehum the son of Bani. And the next unto him fortified Hashabiah, the ruler of the half part of Keilah, in his quarter. After him fortified their brethren, Bavai, the son of Henadad, the ruler of the half part of Keilah. And next unto him fortified Ezer, the son of Jeshua, the ruler of Mizpah, the other portion over against the going up to the corner of the armor. After him was Ernest Baruch, the son of Zabbai, and fortified another portion from the corner unto the door of the house of Eliashib, the high priest. After him fortified Meremoth, the son of Urijah, the son of Koz. Another portion from the door of the house of Eliashib, even as long as the house of Eliashib extended. After him also fortified the priests, the men of the plain. After them fortified Benjamin, and Hashub, over against their house. After him fortified Azariah, the son of Maaseiah, the son of Ananiah, by his house. After him fortified Binnui, the son of Henadad, another portion, from the house of Azariah unto the turning and unto the corner. Palal, the son of Uzai, from over against the corner, and the high tower that lieth out from the king's house, which is beside the court of the prison. After him Pedaiah, the son of Parosh. And the Nethinim, they dwelt in the fortress unto the place over against the water gate eastward, and to the tower that lieth out. After him fortified the Tekoites, another portion over against the great tower that lieth out even unto the wall of the fortress. From above the horse gate forth fortified the priests, every one over against his house. After them fortified Zadok, the son of Immer, over against his house. And after him fortified Shemaiah, the son of Shechaniah, the keeper of the east gate. After him fortified Hananiah, the son of Shelemiah, and Hanan, the son of Zalaph, the sixth, another portion. After him fortified Meshullam, the son of Berechiah, over against his chamber. And after him fortified Malchijah, the goldsmith's son, until the house of the Nethinim and of the merchants over against the gate Mifked, and to the chamber in the corner. And between the chamber of the corner unto the sheep gate fortified the goldsmiths and the merchants. Nehemiah chapter 4. But when Sanballat heard that we built the wall, then was he wroth, and sore grieved, and mocked the Jews, and said before his brethren, and the army of Samaria, thus he said, What do these weak Jews? Will they fortify themselves? Will they sacrifice? Will they finish it in a day? Will they make the stones whole again out of the heaps of dust, seeing they are burnt? And Tobiah the Ammonite was beside him, and said, Although they build, yet if a fox go up, he shall even break down their stony wall. Hear, O God, for we are despised, and turn their shame upon their own head, and give them unto a prey in the land of their captivity. And cover not their iniquity, neither let their sin be put out in thy presence. For they have provoked us before the builders. So we built the wall, and all the wall was joined unto the half thereof, and the heart of the people was to work. But when Sanballat and Tobiah, and the Arabians, and the Ammonites, and the Ashdodims, heard that the walls of Jerusalem were repaired, for the breaches began to be stopped, then they were very wroth, and conspired all together to come and to fight against Jerusalem, and to hinder them. Then we prayed unto our God, and set watchmen by them day and night, because of them. And Judah said, The strength of the bearers is weakened, and there is much earth, so that we are not able to build the wall. Also our adversaries had said, They shall not know, neither see, till we come into the midst of them, and slay them, and cause the work to cease. But when the Jews, which dwelt beside them, came, they told us 10 times, from all places, Whence ye shall return, they will be upon us. Therefore set I in the lower places behind the wall upon the tops of the stones, and placed the people by their families, with their swords, their spears, and their bows. Then I beheld, and rose up, and said unto the princes, and to the rulers, and to the rest of the people, Be not afraid of them. Remember the great Lord, and fearful, and fight for your brethren, your sons, and your daughters, your wives, and your houses. And when our enemies heard that it was known unto us, then God brought their counsel to naught, and we turned all again to the wall, every one unto his work. And from that day half the young men did the labor, and the other half part of them held the spears, and shields, and bows, and habergeons, and the rulers stood behind all the house of Judah. They that built on the wall, and they that bare burdens, and they that laded, did the work with one hand, and with the other held the sword. For every one of the builders had his sword girded on his loins, and so built. And he that blew the trumpet was beside me. Then said I unto the princes, and to the rulers, and to the rest of the people, The work is great and large, and we are separated upon the wall, one far from another. In what place therefore ye hear the sound of the trumpet, resort ye thither unto us. Our God shall fight for us. So we labored in the work, and half of them held the spears, from the appearing of the morning till the stars came forth. And at the same time said I unto the people, Let every one with his servant lodge within Jerusalem, that they may be a watch for us in the night, and labor in the day. So neither I, nor my brethren, nor my servants, nor the men of the ward which followed me, none of us did put off our clothes, save every one put them off for washing. Nehemiah chapter 5. Now there was a great cry of the people, and of their wives, against their brethren the Jews. For there were that said, We, our sons, and our daughters are many, therefore we take up corn that we may eat and live. And there were that said, We must gauge our lands, and our vineyards, and our houses, and take up corn for the famine. There were also that said, We have borrowed money for the king's tribute upon our lands and our vineyards. And now our flesh is as the flesh of our brethren, and our sons as their sons. And lo, we bring into subjection our sons and our daughters, as servants, and there be of our daughters now in subjection. And there is no power in our hands, for other men have our lands and our vineyards. Then was I very angry when I heard their cry and these words. And I thought in my mind, and I rebuked the princes and the rulers, and said unto them, You lay burdens every one upon his brethren, and I set a great assembly against them. And I said unto them, We, according to our ability, have redeemed our brethren the Jews, which were sold unto the heathen. And will you sell your brethren again, or shall they be sold unto us? Then they held their peace, and could not answer. I said also, That which ye do is not good. Ought ye not to walk in the fear of our God, for the reproach of the heathen our enemies? For even I, my brethren, and my servants, do lend them money and corn. I pray you, let us leave off this burden. Restore, I pray you, unto them this day their lands, their vineyards, their olives, and their houses, and remit the 100th part of the silver, and of the corn, of the wine, and of the oil, that ye exact of them. Then said they, We will restore it, and will not require it of them. We will do as thou hast said. Then I called the priests, and caused them to swear, that they should do according to this promise. So I shook my lap, and said, So let God shake out every man that will not perform this promise from his house, and from his labor. Even thus let him be shaken out, and emptied. And all the congregation said, Amen, and praised the Lord. And the people did according to this promise. And from the time that the king gave me charge to be governor in the land of Judah, from the 20th year even unto the 32nd year of King Artaxerxes, that is 12 years, I and my brethren have not eaten the bread of the governor. For the former governors that were before me had been chargeable unto the people, and had taken of them bread and wine, besides 40 shekels of silver. Yea, and their servants bare rule over the people. But so did not I, because of the fear of God. But rather I fortified a portion in the work of this wall. And we bought no land, and all my servants came thither together unto the work. Moreover, there were at my table 150 of the Jews and rulers, which came unto us from among the heathen that are about us. And there was prepared daily an ox, and 6 chosen sheep, and birds were prepared for me. And within 10 days wine for all, in abundance. Yet for all this I required not the bread of the governor, for the bondage was grievous unto this people. Remember me, O my God, in goodness, according to all that I have done for this people. Nehemiah chapter 6. And when Sanballat, and Tobiah, and Geshem the Arabian, and the rest of our enemies heard that I had built the wall, and that there were no more breaches therein, though at that time I had not set up the doors upon the gates, then sent Sanballat and Geshem unto me, saying, Come thou, that we may meet together in the villages in the plain of Ono. And they thought to do me evil. Therefore I sent messengers unto them, saying, I have a great work to do, and I cannot come down. Why should the work cease, while I leave it, and come down to you? Yet they sent unto me 4 times after this sort. And I answered them after the same manner. Then sent Sanballat his servant after this sort unto me the 5th time, with an open letter in his hand, wherein was written, It is reported among the heathen, and Geshmu hath said it, that thou and the Jews think to rebel, for the which cause thou buildest the wall, and thou wilt be their king, according to these words. Thou hast also ordained the prophets to preach of thee at Jerusalem, saying, There is a king in Judah. And now, according to these words, it shall come to the king's ears. Come now, therefore, and let us take counsel together. Then I sent unto him, saying, It is not done according to these words that thou sayest, for thou feignest them of thine own heart. For all they afraid us, saying, Their hands shall be weakened from the work, and it shall not be done. Now therefore encourage thou me. And I came to the house of Shemaiah, the son of Delaiah, the son of Mehetabel, and he was shut up. And he said, Let us come together into the house of God in the midst of the temple, and shut the doors of the temple. For they will come to slay thee, yea, in the night will they come to kill thee. Then I said, Should such a man as I flee? Who is he, being as I am, that would go into the temple to live? I will not go in. And lo, I perceived that God had not sent him, but that he pronounced this prophecy against me, for Tobiah and Sanballat had hired him. Therefore was he hired, that I might be afraid, and do thus, and sin, and that they might have an evil report, that they might reproach me. My God, remember thou Tobiah, and Sanballat, according unto these their works, and Noadiah the prophetess also, and the rest of the prophets that would have put me in fear. Notwithstanding, the wall was finished on the 25th day of Elul, in 52 days. And when all our enemies heard thereof, even all the heathen that were about us, they were afraid, and their courage failed them, for they knew that this work was wrought by our God. And in these days were there many of the princes of Judah, whose letters went unto Tobiah, and those of Tobiah came unto them. For there were many in Judah that were sworn unto him, for he was the son-in-law of Shechaniah, the son of Era, and his son, Jehohanan, had the daughter of Meshullam, the son of Berechiah. Yea, they spake in his praise before me, and told him my words, and Tobiah sent letters to put me in fear. Nehemiah Chapter 7. Now when the wall was built, and I had set up the doors, and the porters, and the singers, and the Levites were appointed, then I commanded my brother Hanani, and Hananiah, the prince of the palace in Jerusalem, for he was doubtless a faithful man, and feared God above many. And I said unto them, Let not the gates of Jerusalem be opened, until the heat of the sun, and while they stand by, let them shut the doors, and make them fast. And I appointed wards of the inhabitants of Jerusalem, every one in his ward, and every one over against his house. Now the city was large and great, but the people were few therein, and the houses were not built. And my God put into mine heart, and I gathered the princes, and the rulers, and the people, to count their genealogies. And I found a book of the genealogy of them, which came up at the first, and found written therein, These are the sons of the province that came up from the captivity that was carried away, whom Nebuchadnezzar, king of Babel, had carried away. And they returned to Jerusalem, and to Judah, every one unto his city. They which came with Zerubbabel, Jeshua, Nehemiah, Azariah, Rehemiah, Nehemiah, Mordecai, Bilshan, Mispereth, Bigvai, Nehum, Baanah. This is the number of the men of the people of Israel. The sons of Parosh, 2,172. The sons of Shephatiah, 372. The sons of Era, 652. The sons of Paeth Moab, of the sons of Jeshua and Joab, 2,818. The sons of Elam, 1,254. The sons of Zattu, 805 The sons of Zakkai, 760. The sons of Binnui, 608 The sons of Bebai, 608 The sons of Asgad, 2,302 The sons of Adonikam, 667. The sons of Bigvai, 2,307. The sons of Adin, 650. The sons of Ater of Hezekiah, 98. The sons of Hashem, 308. The sons of Bezai, 304. The sons of Hariph, 112. The sons of Gibeon, 95. The men of Bethlehem and Netophah, 180. The men of Anathoth, 108. The men of Beth Asmaveth, 42. The men of Kiriath Jearim, Kephirah and Beeroth, 703. The men of Ramah and Geba, 601. The men of Michmas, 122. The men of Bethel and Ai, 123 The men of the other Nebo, 250 The sons of the other Elam, 1,250 The sons of Haram, 320 The sons of Jericho, 345 The sons of Lod, Hadid, and Ono, 720 The sons of Sineah, 3,930 The priests, the sons of Judea, of the house of Jeshua, 973 The sons of Immer, 1,052 The sons of Pashur, 1,240 The sons of Haram, 1,017 The Levites, the sons of Jeshua, of Kadmiel, and of the sons of Hodavah, 74 The singers, the children of Asaph, 140 The porters, the sons of Shallum, the sons of Ater, the sons of Talmon, the sons of Akub, the sons of Hatita, the sons of Shobai, 130 The Nethinim, the sons of Ziah, the sons of Hasupha, the sons of Tabaoth, the sons of Keros, the sons of Siah, the sons of Padan, the sons of Lebanah, the sons of Hagabah, the sons of Shalmai, the sons of Hanan, the sons of Gedel, the sons of Gehar, the sons of Reiah, the sons of Rezin, the sons of Nekoda, the sons of Gazam, the sons of Uzzah, the sons of Paseah, the sons of Besai, the sons of Munam, the sons of Nephishezim, the sons of Bakbuk, the sons of Hakupha, the sons of Harhur, the sons of Bazlith, the sons of Mehida, the sons of Harsha, the sons of Barkos, the sons of Sisera, the sons of Tema, the sons of Neziah, the sons of Hatipha, the sons of Solomon's servants, the sons of Sotai, the sons of Sophereth, the sons of Perida, the sons of Jaela, the sons of Darkon, the sons of Giddel, the sons of Shephatiah, the sons of Hatel, the sons of Pokereth of Zebaim, the sons of Ammon. All the Nethinim and the sons of Solomon's servants were 392. And these came up from Tel Melah, Tel Harsha, Kerub, Adon, and Immer. But they could not show their father's house, nor their seed, or if they were of Israel. The sons of Deliah, the sons of Tobiah, the sons of Nekoda, 640. And of the priests, the sons of Habiah, the sons of Koz, the sons of Barzillai, which took one of the daughters of Barzillai the Gileadite to wife, and was named after their name. These sought their writing of the genealogies, but it was not found. Therefore they were put from the priesthood. And the Tirshatha said unto them, that they should not eat of the most holy, till there rose up a priest with Urim and Thummim. And all the congregation together was 240,360, besides their servants and their maids, which were 7,337. And they had 240 singing men and singing women. Their horses were 736, and their mules 240. The camels 405, and 6,720 asses. And certain of the chief fathers gave unto the work. The Tirshatha gave to the treasure 1,000 drams of gold, 50 basins, 530 priests' garments. And some of the chief fathers gave unto the treasure of the work 20,000 drams of gold, and 2,200 pieces of silver. And the rest of the people gave 20,000 drams of gold, and 2,000 pieces of silver, and 67 priests' garments. And the priests, and the Levites, and the porters, and the singers, and the rest of the people, and the Nethinim, and all Israel dwelt in their cities. And when the 7th month came, the children of Israel were in their cities. Nehemiah, chapter 8. And all the people assembled themselves together in the street that was before the water gate, and they spake unto Ezra the scribe, that he would bring the book of the law of Moses, which the Lord had commanded to Israel. And Ezra the priest brought the law before the congregation, both of men and women, and of all that could hear and understand it, in the first day of the 7th month. And he read therein in the street that was before the water gate, from the morning until the midday, before men and women, and them that understood it. And the ears of all the people hearkened unto the book of the law. And Ezra the scribe stood upon a pulpit of wood, which he had made for the preaching, and beside him stood Mattithiah, and Shema, and Anaiah, and Urijah, and Hilkiah, and Maaseiah on his right hand, and on his left hand Pedaiah, and Mishael, and Malchijah, and Hashum, and Hashbaddanah, Zechariah, and Meshullam. And Ezra opened the book before all the people, for he was above all the people. And when he opened it, all the people stood up. And Ezra praised the Lord the great God. And all the people answered, Amen, Amen, with lifting up their hands. And they bowed themselves, and worshipped the Lord with their faces toward the ground. Also Jeshua, and Bani, and Sherebiah, Jamin, Akkub, Shabbathai, Hodijah, Maaseiah, Kelita, Azariah, Jozabad, Hanan, Peliah. And the Levites caused the people to understand the law, and the people stood in their place. And they read in the book of the law of God distinctly, and gave the sense, and caused them to understand the reading. Then Nehemiah, which is Tirshatha, and Ezra, the priest and scribe, and the Levites, that instructed the people, said unto all the people, This day is holy unto the Lord your God. Mourn not, neither weep. For all the people wept when they heard the words of the law. He said also unto them, Go and eat of the fat, and drink the sweet, and send part unto them for whom none is prepared. For this day is holy unto our Lord. Be ye not sorry therefore, for the joy of the Lord is your strength. And the Levites made silence throughout all the people, saying, Hold your peace, for the day is holy. Be not sad therefore. Then all the people went to eat and to drink, and to send away part, and to make great joy, because they had understood the words that they had taught them. And on the 2nd day the chief fathers of all the people, the priests and the Levites, were gathered unto Ezra the scribe, that he also might instruct them in the words of the law. And they found written in the law that the Lord had commanded Moses, that the children of Israel should dwell in booths in the feast of the 7th month, and that they should cause it to be declared and proclaimed in all their cities and in Jerusalem, saying, Go forth unto the mount, and bring olive branches and pine branches, and branches of myrtle, and palm branches, and branches of thick trees, to make booths, as it is written. So the people went forth, and brought them, and made them booths, every one upon the roof of his house, and in their courts, and in the courts of the house of God, and in the street by the water gate, and in the street of the gate of Ephraim. And all the congregation of them that were come again out of the captivity made booths, and sat under the booths. For since the time of Jeshua, the son of Nun, unto this day, had not the children of Israel done so. And there was very great joy. For this day is holy unto the Lord. Be ye not sorry therefore. 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 And he read in the book of the law of God every day, from the first day unto the last day. And they kept the feast 7 days. And on the 8th day a solemn assembly, according unto the manner. Nehemiah, chapter 9. In the 24th day of this month, the children of Israel were assembled with fasting, and with sackcloth and earth upon them. And they that were of the seed of Israel were separated from all the strangers, and they stood and confessed their sins, and the iniquities of their fathers. And they stood up in their place, and read in the book of the law of the Lord their God, 4 times on the day, and they confessed and worshipped the Lord their God 4 times. Then stood up upon the stairs of the Levites Jeshua, and Bunyan, Kadmiel, Shebaniah, Bunai, Sherebiah, Bunyan, and Kenani, and cried with a loud voice unto the Lord their God. And the Levites said, even Jeshua and Kadmiel, Bunyan, Hashabniah, Sherebiah, Hodijah, Shebaniah, and Pethahiah, stand up and praise the Lord your God forever and ever. And let them praise thy glorious name, O God, which excelleth above all thanksgiving and praise. Thou art Lord alone. Thou hast made heaven, and the heaven of all heavens, with all their host, the earth, and all things that are therein, the seas, and all that are in them, and thou preservest them all. And the host of the heaven worshippeth thee. Thou art, O Lord, the God, that hast chosen Abram, and broughtest him out of Ur in Chaldeans, and madest his name Abraham, and foundest his heart faithful before thee, and madest a covenant with him, to give unto his seed the land of the Canaanites, Hittites, Amorites, and Perizzites, and Jebusites, and Girgashites, and has performed thy words, because thou art just. Thou hast also considered the affliction of our fathers in Egypt, and heard their cry by the Red Sea, and showed tokens and wonders upon Pharaoh, and on all his servants, and on all the people of his land. For thou knowest that they dealt proudly against them. Therefore thou madest thee a name, as appeareth this day. For thou didst break up the sea before them, and they went through the midst of the sea on dry land. And those that pursued them hast thou cast into the bottoms as a stone, in the mighty waters. And leddest them in the day with a pillar of a cloud, and in the night with a pillar of fire, to give them light in the way that they went. Thou camest down also upon Mount Sinai, and spakest unto them from heaven, and gavest them right judgments, and true laws, ordinances, and good commandments. And declaredst unto them thine holy Sabbath, and commandedst them precepts, and ordinances, and laws, by the hand of Moses thy servant. And gavest them bread from heaven for their hunger, and broughtest forth water for them out of the rock for their thirst. And promisedst them that they should go in, and take possession of the land, for the which thou hadst lifted up thine hand for to give them. But they and our fathers behaved themselves proudly, and hardened their neck, so that they hearkened not unto thy commandments, but refused to obey, and would not remember thy marvelous works that thou hadst done for them, but hardened their necks, and had in their heads to return to their bondage by their rebellion. But thou, O God of mercies, gracious and full of compassion, of long suffering, and of great mercy, yet forsookest them not. Moreover, when they made them a molten calf, and said, This is thy God that brought thee up out of the land of Egypt, and committed great blasphemies. Yet thou, for thy great mercies, forsookest them not in the wilderness. The pillar of the cloud departed not from them by day to lead them the way, neither the pillar of fire by night to show them light, and the way whereby they should go. Thou gavest also thy good Spirit to instruct them, and withheldest not thy manna from their mouth, and gavest them water for their thirst. Thou didst also feed them 40 years in the wilderness. They lacked nothing, their clothes waxed not old, and their feet swelled not. And thou gavest them kingdoms and people, and scatteredst them into corners, so they possessed the land of Sion, and the land of the king of Heshbon, and the land of Og, king of Bashan. And thou didst multiply their children like the stars of the heaven, and broughtest them into the land whereof thou hadst spoken unto their fathers, that they should go and possess it. So the children went in, and possessed the land, and thou subduedst before them the inhabitants of the land, even the Canaanites, and gavest them into their hands, with their kings and the people of the land, that they might do with them what they would. And they took their strong cities, and the fat land, and possessed houses full of all goods, cisterns dug out, vineyards, and olives, and trees for food in abundance. And they did eat, and were filled, and became fat, and lived in pleasure, through thy great goodness. Yet they were disobedient, and rebelled against thee, and cast thy law behind their backs, and slew thy prophets, which protested among them to turn them unto thee, and committed great blasphemies. Therefore thou deliveredst them into the hand of their enemies that vexed them. Yet in the time of their affliction, when they cried unto thee, thou heardest them from the heaven, and through thy great mercies thou gavest them saviours, who saved them out of the hand of their adversaries. But when they had rest, they returned to do evil before thee. Therefore leftest thou them in the hand of their enemies, so that they had the dominion over them. Yet when they converted, and cried unto thee, thou heardest them from heaven, and deliveredst them according to thy great mercies many times, and protestedst among them, that thou mightest bring them again into thy law. But they behaved themselves proudly, and hearkened not unto thy commandments, but sinned against thy judgments, which a man should do and live in them, and pulled away the shoulder, and were stiff-necked, and would not hear. Yet thou didst forbear them many years, and protestedst among them by the Spirit, even by the hand of thy prophets, but they would not hear. Therefore gavest thou them into the hand of the people of the lands. Yet for thy great mercies thou hast not consumed them, neither forsaken them, for thou art a gracious and merciful God. Now therefore, our God, thou great God, mighty and terrible, that keepest covenant and mercy, let not all the affliction that hath come unto us seem a little before thee, that is, to our kings, to our princes, and to our priests, and to our prophets, and to our fathers, and to all thy people since the time of the kings of Assyria, unto this day. Surely thou art just in all that is come upon us, for thou hast dealt truly, but we have done wickedly, and our kings, and our princes, our priests, and our fathers have not done thy law, nor regarded thy commandments, nor thy protestations, wherewith thou hast protested among them. And they have not served thee in their kingdom, and in thy great goodness that thou showedst unto them, and in the large and fat land which thou didst set before them, and have not converted from their evil works. Behold, we are servants this day, and the land that thou gavest unto our fathers, to eat the fruit thereof, and the goodness thereof, behold, we are servants therein. And it yieldeth much fruit unto the kings whom thou hast set over us because of our sins. And they have dominion over our bodies, and over our cattle at their pleasure, and we are in great affliction. Now because of all this we make a sure covenant, and write it, and our princes, our Levites, and our priests seal unto it. Nehemiah Chapter 10. Now they that sealed were Nehemiah the Tirshatha, the son of Hakaliah, and Zidkijah, Sariah, Azariah, Jeremiah, Pashur, Amariah, Malchijah, Hattush, Shebaniah, Malach, Haram, Meremoth, Obadiah, Daniel, Ginnathan, Baruch, Meshullam, Abijah, Mijamin, Maaziah, Bilgai, Shemaiah. These are the priests. And the Levites, Jeshua, the son of Azaniah, Binnui. Of the sons of Henadad, Kadmiel. And their brethren, Shebaniah, Hodijah, Kelita, Peliah, Hanan, Micah, Rehob, Hashabiah, Zachar, Sherebiah, Shebaniah, Hodijah, Bani, Beninu. The chief of the people were Perush, Paeth-Moab, Elam, Zatu, Bani, Bunai, Asgad, Bebai, Adonijah, Bigvai, Aden, Ater, Hezekiah, Azur, Hodijah, Hashem, Bezai, Hariph, Anathoth, Nebai, Magpiash, Meshullam, Hezer, Meshezabeel, Zadok, Jaddua, Pelatiah, Hanan, Anaiah, Hoshea, Hananiah, Hashab, Halohesh, Pileah, Shobik, Ream, Hashabnah, Maaseiah, and Ahijah, Hanan, Anan, Malach, Haram, Baanah. And the rest of the people, the priests, the Levites, the porters, the singers, the Nethinim, and all that were separated from the people of the lands unto the law of God, their wives, their sons, and their daughters, all that could understand. The chief of them received it for their brethren, and they came to the curse and to the oath to walk in God's law, which was given by Moses, the servant of God, to observe and do all the commandments of the Lord our God, and his judgments and his statutes, and that we would not give our daughters to the people of the land, neither take their daughters for our sons. And if the people of the land brought ware on the Sabbath, or any victuals to sell, that we would not take it of them on the Sabbath, and on the holy days, and that we would let the 7th year be free, and the debts of every person. And we made statutes for ourselves to give by the year, the 3rd part of a shekel for the service of the house of our God, for the showbread, and for the daily offering, and for the daily burnt offering, the Sabbaths, the new moons, for the solemn feasts, and for the things which were sanctified, and for the sin offerings, to make an atonement for Israel, and for all the work of the house of our God. We cast also lots for the offering of the wood, even the priests, the Levites, and the people, to bring it into the house of our God, by the house of our fathers, yearly, at the times appointed, to burn it upon the altar of the Lord our God, as it is written in the law, and to bring the first fruits of our land, and the first of all the fruits of all trees, year by year, into the house of the Lord, and the firstborn of our sons and of our cattle, as it is written in the law, and the firstborn of our bullocks and of our sheep, to bring it into the house of our God, unto the priests that minister in the house of our God, and that we should bring the first fruit of our dough, and our offerings, and the fruit of every tree, of wine, and of oil, unto the priests, to the chambers of the house of our God, and the tithes of our land unto the Levites, that the Levites might have the tithes in all the cities of our travail. And the priest, the son of Aaron, shall be with the Levites, when the Levites take tithes, and the Levites shall bring up the 10th part of the tithes unto the house of our God, unto the chambers of the treasure house. For the children of Israel and the children of Levi shall bring up the offering of the corn, of the wine, and of the oil, unto the chambers, and there shall be the vessels of the sanctuary, and the priests that minister, and the porters, and the fingers, and we will not forsake the house of our God. Nehemiah chapter 11. And the rulers of the people dwelt in Jerusalem. The other people also cast lots, to bring 1 out of 10 to dwell in Jerusalem the holy city, and 9 parts to be in the cities. And the people thanked all the men that were willing to dwell in Jerusalem. These now are the chief of the province that dwelt in Jerusalem, but in the cities of Judah every one dwelt in his own possession, in their cities of Israel. The priests, and the Levites, and the Nethinim, and the sons of Solomon's servants. And in Jerusalem dwelt certain of the children of Judah, and of the children of Benjamin. Of the sons of Judah, Athaiah, the son of Uzziah, the son of Zechariah, the son of Amariah, the son of Shephatiah, the son of Mahalalel, of the sons of Perez. And Maaseiah, the son of Baruch, the son of Kolhozeh, the son of Haziah, the son of Adiah, the son of Joiarib, the son of Zechariah, the son of Shiloni. All the sons of Perez that dwelt at Jerusalem were 468 valiant men. These also are the sons of Benjamin: Sallu, the son of Meshullam, the son of Joed, the son of Pedaiah, the son of Koliah, the son of Maaseiah, the son of Ithiel, the son of Jeshiah, and after him Gabai, Salai, 928. And Joel, the son of Zichri, was governor over them. And Judah, the son of Senua, was the second over the city. Of the priests, Jediah, the son of Joiarib, Jachin, Sariah, the son of Hilkiah, the son of Meshullam, the son of Zadok, the son of Meriath, the son of Ahitub, was chief of the house of God. And their brethren that did the work in the temple were 822. And Adiah, the son of Jeroham, the son of Pelaliah, the son of Amzi, the son of Zechariah, the son of Pashur, the son of Malchijah, and his brethren, chief of the fathers, 240. And Amishsai, the son of Azarel, the son of Ahazi, the son of Meshillemoth, the son of Immer, and their brethren, valiant men, 128. And their overseer was Zabdiel, the son of Haggedolim. And of the Levites, Shemaiah, the son of Hashub, the son of Azrikam, the son of Hashabiah, the son of Bunai, and Shabbathai, and Jozabad, of the chief of the Levites, were over the works of the house of God without. And Mattaniah, the son of Micah, the son of Zabdi, the son of Asaph, was the chief to begin the thanksgiving and prayer. And Bakbukiah, the second of his brethren, and Abda, the son of Shemua, the son of Galal, the son of Jeduthun. All the Levites in the holy city were 284. And the porters, Achab, Talmon, and their brethren that kept the gates, were 122. And the residue of Israel, of the priests, and of the Levites, dwelt in all the cities of Judah, every one in his inheritance. And the Nethinim dwelt in the fortress, and Ziah and Gispa was over the Nethinim. And the overseer of the Levites in Jerusalem was Uzzi, the son of Bani, the son of Hashabiah, the son of Mattaniah, the son of Micah. Of the sons of Asaph, singers, were over the work of the house of God. For it was the king's commandment concerning them that faithful provision should be for the singers every day. And Pethahiah, the son of Meshezabel, of the sons of Zerah, the son of Judah, was at the king's hand in all matters concerning the people. And in the villages in their lands, some of the children of Judah dwelt in Kiriath Arba, and in the villages thereof, and in Dibon, and in the villages thereof, and in Jekabzeel, and in the villages thereof, and in Jeshua, and in Moladah, and in Beth-Pelet, and in Hazar-Shual, and in Beersheba, and in the villages thereof, and in Ziklag, and in Mechonah, and in the villages thereof, and in En-Rimmon, and in Zorah, and in Jarmuth, Zanoah, Adullam, and in their villages, in Lachish, and in the fields thereof, at Azekah, and in the villages thereof, and they dwelt from Beersheba unto the valley of Hinnom, and the sons of Benjamin from Geba, in Michmash, and Aijah, and Bethel, and in the villages thereof, and Anathoth, Nob, Ananiah, Hazor, Ramah, Gittaim, Hadid, Zeboim, Nebalat, Lod, and Ono, in the Carpenter's Valley. And of the Levites were divisions in Judah and in Benjamin. Nehemiah chapter 12. These also are the priests and the Levites that went up with Zerubbabel, the son of Shealtiel, and Jeshua, to wit, Sariah, Jeremiah, Ezra, Amariah, Malach, Hattush, Shechaniah, Rehum, Meremoth, Iddo, Ginnethoi, Abijah, Mijamin, Maadiah, Bilgah, Shemaiah, and Joiarib, Jedaiah, Sallu, Amok, Hilkiah, Jedaiah. These were the chief of the priests and of their brethren in the days of Jeshua. And the Levites, Jeshua, Binnui, Kadmiel, Sherebiah, Judah, Mattaniah, were over the thanksgivings, he and his brethren. And Bakbukiah, and Unai, and their brethren were about them in the watches. And Jeshua begat Joachim. Joachim also begat Eliashib. And Eliashib begat Joiada. And Joiada begat Jonathan. And Jonathan begat Jaddua. And in the days of Joachim were these the chief fathers of the priests. Under Sariah was Moriah. Under Jeremiah, Hananiah. Under Ezra, Meshullam. Under Amariah, Jehohanan. Under Melichu, Jonathan. Under Shebaniah, Joseph. Under Hiram, Adnah. Under Meriath, Helkai. Under Iddo, Zechariah. Under Ginnathan, Meshullam. Under Abijah, Zichri. Under Minjamin, and under Moadiah, Piltai. Under Bilgah, Shammua. Under Shemaiah, Jehonathan. Under Joiarib, Mattani. Under Jediah, Uzzi. Under Salai, Kalai. Under Amok, Eber. Under Hilkiah, Hashabiah. Under Jedaiah, Nethanel. In the days of Eliashib, Joiada, and Johanan, and Jaddua were the chief fathers of the Levites written, and the priests in the reign of Darius the Persian. The sons of Levi, the chief fathers, were written in the book of the Chronicles, even unto the days of Johanan, the son of Eliashib. And the chief of the Levites were Hashabiah, Sherebiah, and Jeshua, the son of Kadmiel. And their brethren about them to give praise and thanks, according to the ordinances of David, the man of God, ward over against ward. Mattaniah, and Bakbukiah, Obadiah, Meshullam, Talmon, and Akab were porters, keeping the ward, at the thresholds of the gates. These were in the days of Joachim, the son of Jeshua, the son of Jozadak, and in the days of Nehemiah the captain, and of Ezra the priest and scribe. And in the dedication of the wall at Jerusalem, they sought the Levites out of all their places to bring them to Jerusalem to keep the dedication and gladness, both with thanksgivings and with songs, cymbals, viols, and with harps. Then the singers gathered themselves together both from the plain country about Jerusalem and from the villages of Netophathi, and from the house of Gilgal, and out of the countries of Geba and Asmaveth. For the singers had built them villages round about Jerusalem, and the priests and Levites were purified, and cleansed the people, and the gates, and the wall. And I brought up the princes of Judah upon the wall, and appointed 2 great companies to give thanks. And the one went on the right hand of the wall toward the dung gate, and after them went Hoshea, and half of the princes of Judah, and Azariah, Ezra, and Meshullam, Judah, Benjamin, and Shemaiah, and Jeremiah. And of the priests' sons with trumpets, Zechariah, the son of Jonathan, the son of Shemaiah, the son of Mattaniah, the son of Micaiah, the son of Zachar, the son of Asaph. And his brethren, Shemaiah, and Azarel, Melali, Gilalai, Mai, Nethanel, and Judah, Hanani, with the musical instruments of David, the man of God. And Ezra the scribe went before them, and to the gate of the fountain, even over against them went they up by the stairs of the city of David, at the going up of the wall, beyond the house of David, even unto the water gate eastward. And the second company of them that gave thanks went on the other side, and I after them. And the half of the people was upon the wall, and upon the tower of the furnaces, even unto the broad wall, and upon the gate of Ephraim, and upon the old gate, and upon the fish gate, and the tower of Hananel, and the tower of Mia, even unto the sheep gate. And they stood in the gate of the ward. So stood the 2 companies, of them that gave thanks, in the house of God, and I, and the half of the rulers with me. The priests also, Eliakim, Maaseiah, Minjamin, Micaiah, Elioenai, Zechariah, Hananiah, with trumpets. And Maaseiah, and Shemaiah, and Eleazar, and Uzzi, and Jehohanan, and Malchijah, and Elam, and Ezer. And the singers sang loud, having Jezrahiah, which was the overseer. And the same day they offered great sacrifices, and rejoiced, for God had given them great joy, so that both the women and the children were joyful, and the joy of Jerusalem was heard far off. Also, at the same time, were men appointed over the chambers of the store, for the offerings, for the first fruits, and for the tithes, to gather into them out of the fields of the cities the portions of the law for the priests and the Levites. For Judah rejoiced for the priests and for the Levites that served. And both the singers and the Levites kept the ward of their God, and the ward of the purification, according to the commandment of David, and Solomon his son. For in the days of David and Asaph, of old were chief singers, and songs of praise and thanksgiving unto God. And in the days of Zerubbabel, and in the days of Nehemiah, did all Israel give portions unto the singers and porters, every day his portion, and they gave the holy things unto the Levites, and the Levites gave the holy things unto the sons of Aaron. Nehemiah chapter 13. And on that day they did read in the book of Moses, in the audience of the people, and it was found written therein, that the Ammonite and the Moabite should not enter into the congregation of God, because they met not the children of Israel with bread and with water, but hired Balaam against them, that he should curse them. And our God turned the curse into a blessing. Now when they had heard the law, they separated from Israel all those that were mixed. And before this had the priest Eliashib the oversight of the chamber of the house of our God, being kinsman to Tobiah. And he had made him a great chamber, and there had they aforetime laid the offerings, the incense, and the vessels, and the tithes of corn, of wine, and of oil, appointed for the Levites, and the singers, and the porters, and the offerings of the priests. But in all this time was not I in Jerusalem, for in the 32 year of Artaxerxes king of Babel came I unto the king, and after certain days I obtained of the king. And when I was come to Jerusalem, I understood the evil that Eliashib had done for Tobiah, in that he had made him a chamber in the court of the house of God. And it grieved me sore. Therefore I cast forth all the vessels of the house of Tobiah out of the chamber, and I commanded them to cleanse the chambers. And thither brought I again the vessels of the house of God, with the meat offering and the incense. And I perceived that the portions of the Levites had not been given, and that every one was fled to his land, even the Levites and singers that executed the work. Then reproved I the rulers, and said, Why is the house of God forsaken? And I assembled them, and set them in their place. Then brought all Judah the tithes of corn, and of wine, and of oil unto the treasures. And I made treasurers over the treasures Shelemiah the priest, and Zadok the scribe, and of the Levites Pedaiah, and under their hand Hanan the son of Zachar, the son of Mattaniah. For they were counted faithful, and their office was to distribute unto their brethren. Remember me, O my God, herein, and wipe not out my kindness that I have showed on the house of my God, and on the offices thereof. In those days saw I in Judah them that trod winepresses on the Sabbath, and that brought in sheaves, and which laded asses also with wine, grapes, and figs, and all burdens, and brought them into Jerusalem upon the Sabbath day. And I protested to them in the day that they sold victuals. There dwelt men of Tyre also therein, which brought fish, and all wares, and sold on the Sabbath unto the children of Judah, even in Jerusalem. Then reproved I the rulers of Judah, and said unto them, What evil thing is this that ye do, and break the Sabbath day? Did not your fathers thus, and our God brought all this plague upon us, and upon this city? Yet ye increase the wrath upon Israel, in breaking the Sabbath. And when the gates of Jerusalem began to be dark before the Sabbath, I commanded to shut the gates, and charged that they should not be opened till after the Sabbath. And some of my servants set I at the gates, that there should no burden be brought in on the Sabbath day. So the chapmen and merchants of all merchandise remained once or twice all night without Jerusalem. And I protested among them, and said unto them, Why tarry ye all night about the wall? If ye do it once again, I will lay hands upon you. From that time came they no more on the Sabbath. And I said unto the Levites, that they should cleanse themselves, and that they should come and keep the gates, to sanctify the Sabbath day. Remember me, O my God, concerning this, and pardon me according to thy great mercy. In those days also I saw Jews that married wives of Ashdod, of Ammon, and of Moab. And their children spake half in the speech of Ashdod, and could not speak in the Jews' language, and according to the language of the one people, and of the other people. Then I reproved them, and cursed them, and smote certain of them, and pulled off their hair, and took an oath of them by God, Ye shall not give your daughters unto their sons, neither shall ye take of their daughters unto your sons, nor for yourselves. Did not Solomon the king of Israel sin by these things? Yet among many nations was there no king like him, for he was beloved of his God, and God had made him king over Israel. Yet strange women caused him to sin. Shall we then obey unto you, to do all this great evil, and to transgress against our God, even to marry strange wives? And one of the sons of Joiada, the son of Eliashib, the high priest, was the son-in-law of Sanballat, the Horonite. But I chased him from me. Remember them, O my God, that defile the priesthood, and the covenant of the priesthood, and of the Levites. Then cleansed I them from all strangers, and appointed the wards of the priests, and of the Levites, and every one in his office. And for the offering of the wood at times appointed, and for the firstfruits, remember me, O my God, in goodness. Esther, chapter 1. In the days of Ahasuerus, this is Ahasuerus that reigned from India even unto Ethiopia, over 127 provinces. In those days, when the king Ahasuerus sat on his throne, which was in the palace of Shushan, in the 3rd year of his reign, he made a feast unto all his princes and his servants, even the power of Persia and Media, and to the captains and governors of the provinces which were before him, that he might show the riches and glory of his kingdom, and the honor of his great majesty many days, even 180 days. And when these days were expired, the king made a feast to all the people that were found in the palace of Shushan, both unto great and small, 7 days in the court of the garden of the king's palace, under an hanging of white, green, and blue cloths, fastened with cords of fine linen and purple, in silver rings, and pillars of marble. The beds were of gold, and of silver, upon a pavement of porphyry, and marble, and alabaster, and blue color. And they gave them drink in vessels of gold, and changed vessel after vessel, and royal wine in abundance, according to the power of the king. And the drinking was by an order, none might compel. For so the king had appointed unto all the officers of his house, that they should do according to every man's pleasure. The queen Vashti made a feast also for the women in the royal house of King Ahasuerus. Upon the 7th day, when the king was merry with wine, he commanded Mehuman, Biztha, Harbona, Bigtha, and Abagtha, Zethar, and Carcas, the 7 eunuchs, that served in the presence of King Ahasuerus, to bring Queen Vashti, before the king with the crown royal, that he might show the people and the princes her beauty. For she was fair to look upon. But the queen Vashti refused to come at the king's word, which he had given in charge to the eunuchs. Therefore the king was very angry, and his wrath kindled in him. Then the king said to the wise men that knew the times, for so was the king's manner towards all that knew the law and the judgment. And next unto him was Carshena, Shether, Admatha, Tarshish, Meres, Marsena, and Memucan, the 7 princes of Persia and Media, which saw the king's face, and sat the first in the kingdom. What shall we do unto the queen Vashti according to the law, because she did not according to the word of the king Ahasuerus, by the commission of the eunuchs? Then Memucan answered before the king and the princes, The queen Vashti hath not only done evil against the king, but against all the princes, and against all the people that are in all the provinces of King Ahasuerus. For the act of the queen shall come abroad to all women, so that they shall despise their husbands in their own eyes, and shall say, The king Ahasuerus commanded Vashti the queen to be brought in before him, but she came not. So shall the princesses of Persia and Media this day say unto all the king's princes, when they hear of the act of the queen, Thus shall there be much despitefulness and wrath. If it please the king, let a royal decree proceed from him, and let it be written among the statutes of Persia and Media. And let it not be transgressed, that Vashti come no more before King Ahasuerus, and let the king give her royal estate unto her companion that is better than she. And when the decree of the king which shall be made shall be published throughout all his kingdom, though it be great, all the women shall give their husbands honor, both great and small. And this saying pleased the king and the princes, and the king did according to the word of Memucan. For he sent letters into all the provinces of the king, into every province according to the writing thereof, and to every people after their language, that every man should bear rule in his own house, and that he should publish it in the language of that same people. Esther, chapter 2. After these things, when the wrath of King Ahasuerus was appeased, he remembered Vashti, and what she had done, and what was decreed against her. And the king's servants that ministered unto him said, Let them seek for the king beautiful young virgins, and let the king appoint officers through all the provinces of his kingdom, and let them gather all the beautiful young virgins unto the palace of Shushan, into the house of the women, under the hand of Haggai the king's eunuch, keeper of the women, to give them their things for purification. And the maid that shall please the king, let her reign in the stead of Vashti. And this pleased the king, and he did so. In the city of Shushan there was a certain Jew, whose name was Mordecai, the son of Jair, the son of Shimei, the son of Kish, a man of Benjamin, which had been carried away from Jerusalem with the captivity that was carried away with Jeconiah, king of Judah, whom Nebuchadnezzar, king of Babel, had carried away. And he nourished Hadassah, that is, Esther, his uncle's daughter, for she had neither father nor mother, and the maid was fair and beautiful to look on. And after the death of her father and her mother, Mordecai took her for his own daughter. And when the king's commandment and his decree was published, and many maids were brought together to the palace of Shushan, under the hand of Haggai, Esther was brought also unto the king's house, under the hand of Haggai the keeper of the women. And the maid pleased him, and she found favor in his sight. Therefore he caused her things for purification to be given her speedily, and her state, and 7 comely maids to be given her out of the king's house. And he gave change to her, and to her maids, of the best in the house of the women. But Esther showed not her people and her kindred, for Mordecai had charged her that she should not tell it. And Mordecai walked every day before the court of the women's house, to know if Esther did well, and what should be done with her. And when the course of every maid came, to go into King Ahasuerus, after that she had been 12 months according to the manner of the women, for so were the days of their purifications accomplished, 6 months with oil of myrrh, and 6 months with sweet odors, and in the purifying of the women. And thus went the maids unto the king. Whatsoever she required was given her to go with her out of the women's house unto the king's house. In the evening she went, and on the morrow she returned into the second house of the women under the hand of Shaashgaz, the king's eunuch, which kept the concubines. She came in to the king no more, except she pleased the king, and that she were called by name. Now when the course of Esther the daughter of Abihail, the uncle of Mordecai, which had taken her as his own daughter, came, that she should go into the king, she desired nothing, but what Hegai, the king's eunuch, the keeper of the women, said. And Esther found favor in the sight of all them that looked upon her. So Esther was taken unto King Ahasuerus, into his house royal in the 10th month, which is the month Tebeth, in the 7th year of his reign. And the king loved Esther above all the women, and she found grace and favor in his sight, more than all the virgins. So that he set the crown of the kingdom upon her head, and made her queen, instead of Vashti. Then the king made a great feast unto all his princes, and his servants, which was the feast of Esther, and gave rest unto the provinces, and gifts according to the power of a king. And when the virgins were gathered the second time, then Mordecai sat in the king's gate. Esther had not yet showed her kindred, nor her people, as Mordecai had charged her. For Esther did after the word of Mordecai, as when she was nourished with him. In those days, when Mordecai sat in the king's gate, 2 of the king's eunuchs, Bigthan and Teresh, which kept the door, were wroth, and sought to lay hand on the king Ahasuerus. And the thing was known to Mordecai, and he told it unto Queen Esther. And Esther certified the king thereof in Mordecai's name. And when inquisition was made, it was found so. Therefore they were both hanged on a tree. And it was written in the book of the Chronicles before the king. Esther, chapter 3. After these things did King Ahasuerus promote Haman, the son of Hammedatha, the Agagite, and exalted him, and set his seat above all the princes that were with him. And all the king's servants that were at the king's gate bowed their knees, and reverenced Haman, for the king had so commanded concerning him. But Mordecai bowed not the knee, neither did reverence. Then the king's servants which were at the king's gate said unto Mordecai, Why transgressest thou the king's commandment? And albeit they spake daily unto him, yet he would not hear them. Therefore they told Haman, that they might see how Mordecai's matters would stand. For he had told them that he was a Jew. And when Haman saw that Mordecai bowed not the knee unto him, nor did reverence unto him, then Haman was full of wrath. Now he thought it too little to lay hands only on Mordecai, and because they had showed him the people of Mordecai, Haman sought to destroy all the Jews that were throughout the whole kingdom of Ahasuerus, even the people of Mordecai. In the 1st month, that is the month Nisan, in the 12th year of King Ahasuerus, they cast pure, that is a lot, before Haman, from day to day, and from month to month, unto the 12th month, that is the month Adar. Then Haman said unto King Ahasuerus, There is a people scattered, and dispersed among the people in all the provinces of thy kingdom. And their laws are diverse from all people, and they do not observe the king's laws. Therefore it is not the king's profit to suffer them. If it please the king, let it be written that they may be destroyed. And I will pay 10,000 talents of silver by the hands of them that have the charge of this business, to bring it into the king's treasury. Then the king took his ring from his hand, and gave it unto Haman, the son of Hammedatha the Agagite, the Jews' adversary. And the king said unto Haman, Let the silver be thine, and the people to do with them as it pleaseth thee. Then were the king's scribes called on the 13th day of the first month. And there was written, according to all that Haman commanded, unto the king's officers, and to the captains that were over every province, and to the rulers of every people, and to every province, according to the writing thereof, and to every people according to their language. In the name of King Ahasuerus was it written, and sealed with the king's ring. And the letters were sent by posts into all the king's provinces, to root out, to kill, and to destroy all the Jews, both young and old, children and women, in one day, upon the 13th day of the 12th month, which is the month Adar, and to spoil them as a prey. The contents of the writing was that there should be given a commandment in all provinces, and published unto all people, that they should be ready against the same day. And the posts compelled by the king's commandment went forth, and the commandment was given in the palace of Shushan. And the king and Haman sat drinking, but the city of Shushan was in perplexity. Esther, chapter 4. Now when Mordecai perceived all that was done, Mordecai rent his clothes, and put on sackcloth and ashes, and went out into the midst of the city, and cried with a great cry, and a bitter. And he came even before the king's gate, but he might not enter within the king's gate, being clothed with sackcloth. And in every province and place, whither the king's charge and his commission came, there was great sorrow among the Jews, and fasting, and weeping, and mourning, and many lay in sackcloth and in ashes. Then Esther's maids and her eunuchs came and told it her. Therefore the queen was very heavy, and she sent raiment to clothe Mordecai, and to take away his sackcloth from him, but he received it not. Then called Esther Hathach, one of the king's eunuchs, whom he had appointed to serve her, and gave him a commandment unto Mordecai, to know what it was, and why it was. So Hathach went forth to Mordecai unto the street of the city which was before the king's gate. And Mordecai told him of all that which had come unto him, and of the sum of the silver that Haman had promised to pay unto the king's treasures, because of the Jews, for to destroy them. Also he gave him the copy of the writing and commission that was given at Shushan, to destroy them, that he might show it unto Esther, and declare it unto her, and to charge her that she should go in to the king, and make petition and supplication before him for her people. So when Hathach came, he told Esther the words of Mordecai. Then Esther said unto Hathach, and commanded him to say unto Mordecai, All the king's servants and the people of the king's provinces do know, that whosoever, man or woman, that cometh to the king into the inner court, which is not called, there is a law of his, that he shall die, except him to whom the king holdeth out the golden rod, that he may live. Now I have not been called to come unto the king these 30 days. And they certified Mordecai of Esther's words. And Mordecai said that they should answer Esther thus, Think not with thyself that thou shalt escape in the king's house, more than all the Jews. For if thou holdest thy peace at this time, comfort and deliverance shall appear to the Jews out of another place. But thou and thy father's house shall perish. And who knoweth whether thou art come to the kingdom for such a time? Then Esther commanded to answer Mordecai, Go, and assemble all the Jews that are found in Shushan, and fast ye for me, and eat not, nor drink in 3 days, day nor night. I also and my maids will fast likewise, and so will I go into the king, which is not according to the law, and if I perish, I perish. So Mordecai went his way, and did according to all that Esther had commanded him. Esther, chapter 5. And on the 3rd day Esther put on her royal apparel, and stood in the court of the king's palace within, over against the king's house. And the king sat upon his royal throne, in the king's palace, over against the gate of the house. And when the king saw Esther the queen standing in the court, she found favor in his sight. And the king held out the golden scepter that was in his hand. So Esther drew near, and touched the top of the scepter. Then said the king unto her, What wilt thou, Queen Esther? And what is thy request? It shall be even given thee, to the half of the kingdom. Then said Esther, If it please the king, let the king and Haman come this day unto the banquet that I have prepared for him. And the king said, Cause Haman to make haste, that he may do as Esther hath said. So the king and Haman came to the banquet that Esther had prepared. And the king said unto Esther at the banquet of wine, What is thy petition, that it may be given thee? And what is thy request? It shall even be performed, unto the half of the kingdom. Then answered Esther and said, My petition and my request is, if I have found favor in the sight of the king, and if it please the king to give me my petition, and to perform my request, let the king and Haman come to the banquet that I shall prepare for them, and I will do tomorrow according to the king's saying. Then went Haman forth the same day joyful, and with a glad heart. But when Haman saw Mordecai in the king's gate, that he stood not up, nor moved for him, then was Haman full of indignation at Mordecai. Nevertheless, Haman refrained himself, and when he came home, he sent, and called for his friends, and Zeresh his wife. And Haman told them of the glory of his riches, and the multitude of his children, and all the things wherein the king had promoted him, and how that he had set him above the princes, and servants of the king. Haman said moreover, Yea, Esther the queen did let no man come in with the king to the banquet that she had prepared, save me. And tomorrow am I bidden unto her also with the king. But all this doth nothing avail me, as long as I see Mordecai the Jew sitting at the king's gate. Then said Zeresh his wife, and all his friends unto him, Let them make a tree of 50 cubits high, and tomorrow speak thou unto the king, that Mordecai may be hanged thereon. Then shalt thou go joyfully with the king unto the banquet. And the thing pleased Haman, and he caused to make the tree. Esther, chapter 6. The same night the king slept not, and he commanded to bring the book of the records, and the chronicles, and they were read before the king. Then it was found written that Mordecai had told of Bigthana and Teresh, 2 of the king's eunuchs, keepers of the door, who sought to lay hands on the king Ahasuerus. Then the king said, What honor and dignity hath been given to Mordecai for this? And the king's servants that ministered unto him said, There is nothing done for him. And the king said, Who is in the court? Now Haman was come into the inner court of the king's house, that he might speak unto the king to hang Mordecai on the tree that he had prepared for him. And the king's servants said unto him, Behold, Haman standeth in the court. And the king said, Let him come in. And when Haman came in, the king said unto him, What shall be done unto the man whom the king will honor? Then Haman thought in his heart, To whom would the king do honor more than to me? And Haman answered the king, The man whom the king would honor, let them bring for him royal apparel, which the king useth to wear, and the horse that the king rideth upon, and that the crown royal may be set upon his head. And let the raiment and the horse be delivered by the hand of one of the king's most noble princes, and let them apparel the man whom the king will honor, and cause him to ride upon the horse through the street of the city, and proclaim before him, Thus shall it be done unto the man whom the king will honor. Then the king said to Haman, Make haste, take the raiment and the horse, as thou hast said, and do so unto Mordecai the Jew, that sitteth at the king's gate. Let nothing fail of all that thou hast spoken. So Haman took the raiment and the horse, and arrayed Mordecai, and brought him on horseback through the street of the city, and proclaimed before him, Thus shall it be done to the man whom the king will honor. And Mordecai came again to the king's gate, but Haman hasted home mourning, and his head covered. And Haman told Zeresh his wife, and all his friends, all that had befallen him. Then said his wise men, and Zeresh his wife, unto him, If Mordecai be of the seed of the Jews, before whom thou hast begun to fall, thou shalt not prevail against him, but shalt surely fall before him. And while they were yet talking with him, came the king's eunuchs, and hasted to bring Haman unto the banquet that Esther had prepared. Esther, chapter 7. So the king and Haman came to banquet with the queen Esther. And the king said again unto Esther, on the second day at the banquet of wine, What is thy petition, Queen Esther, that it may be given thee? And what is thy request? It shall be even performed unto the half of the kingdom. And Esther the queen answered, and said, If I have found favor in thy sight, O king, and if it please the king, let my life be given me at my petition, and my people at my request. For we are sold, I and my people, to be destroyed, to be slain, and to perish. But if we were sold for servants and for handmaids, I would have held my tongue, although the adversary could not recompense the king's loss. Then King Ahasuerus answered, and said unto the queen Esther, Who is he, and where is he that presumeth to do thus? And Esther said, The adversary and enemy is this wicked Haman. Then Haman was afraid before the king and the queen. And the king arose from the banquet of wine in his wrath, and went into the palace garden. But Haman stood up to make request for his life to the queen Esther, for he saw that there was a mischief prepared for him of the king. And when the king came again out of the palace garden, into the house where they drank wine, Haman was fallen upon the bed whereon Esther sat. Therefore the king said, Will he force the queen also before me in the house? As the word went out of the king's mouth, they covered Haman's face. And Harbona, one of the eunuchs, said in the presence of the king, Behold, there standeth yet the tree in Haman's house, 50 cubits high, which Haman had prepared for Mordecai, that spake good for the king. Then the king said, Hang him thereon. So they hanged Haman on the tree, that he had prepared for Mordecai. Then was the king's wrath pacified. Esther, chapter 8. The same day did King Ahasuerus give the house of Haman, the adversary of the Jews, unto the queen Esther. And Mordecai came before the king, for Esther told what he was unto her. And the king took off his ring, which he had taken from Haman, and gave it unto Mordecai. And Esther set Mordecai over the house of Haman. And Esther spake yet more before the king, and fell down at his feet, weeping, and besought him that he would put away the wickedness of Haman the Agagite, and his device that he had imagined against the Jews. And the king held out the golden scepter toward Esther. Then arose Esther, and stood before the king, and said, If it please the king, and if I have found favor in his sight, and the thing be acceptable before the king, and I please him, let it be written, that the letters of the device of Haman, the son of Hammedatha the Agagite, may be called again, which he wrote to destroy the Jews, that are in all the king's provinces. For how can I suffer and see the evil that shall come unto my people? Or how can I suffer and see the destruction of my kindred? And the king Ahasuerus said unto the queen Esther, and to Mordecai the Jew, Behold, I have given Esther the house of Haman, whom they have hanged upon the tree, because he laid hand upon the Jews. Write ye also for the Jews as it liketh you in the king's name, and seal it with the king's ring. For the writings written in the king's name and sealed with the king's ring may no man revoke. Then were the king's scribes called at the same time, even in the 3rd month, that is the month Sivan, on the 23 day thereof. And it was written, according to all as Mordecai commanded, unto the Jews, and to the princes, and captains, and rulers of the provinces which were from India even unto Ethiopia, 127 provinces, unto every province according to the writing thereof, and to every people after their speech, and to the Jews according to their writing, and according to their language. And he wrote in the king Ahasuerus' name, and sealed it with the king's ring, and he sent letters by posts, on horseback, and that rode on beasts of price, as dromedaries, and colts of mares, wherein the king granted the Jews, in what cities soever they were, to gather themselves together, and to stand for their life, and to root out, to slay, and to destroy all the power of the people and of the province that vexed them, both children and women, and to spoil their goods, upon one day in all the provinces of King Ahasuerus, even in the 13th day of the 12th month, which is the month Adar. The copy of the writing was, how there should be a commandment given in all and every province, published among all the people, and that the Jews should be ready against that day, to avenge themselves on their enemies. So the posts rode upon the beasts of price, and dromedaries, and went forth with speed, to execute the king's commandment. And the decree was given at Shushan the palace. And Mordecai went out from the king in royal apparel of blue and white, and with a great crown of gold, and with a garment of fine linen and purple, and the city of Shushan rejoiced and was glad. And unto the Jews was come light, and joy, and gladness, and honor. Also in all and every province, and in all and every city and place, where the king's commandment and his decree came, there was joy and gladness to the Jews, a feast and good day, and many of the people of the land became Jews, for the fear of the Jews fell upon them. Esther, chapter 9. So in the 12th month, which is the month Adar, upon the 13th day of the same, when the king's commandment and his decree drew near to be put in execution, in the day that the enemies of the Jews hoped to have power over them. But it turned contrary, for the Jews had rule over them that hated them. The Jews gathered themselves together into their cities throughout all the provinces of the king Ahasuerus, to lay hand on such as sought their hurt, and no man could withstand them. For the fear of them fell upon all people, And all the rulers of the provinces, and the princes, and the captains, and the officers of the king exalted the Jews. For the fear of Mordecai fell upon them. For Mordecai was great in the king's house, and the report of him went through all the provinces. For this man Mordecai waxed greater and greater. Thus the Jews smote all their enemies with strokes of the sword, and slaughter, and destruction, and did what they would unto those that hated them. And at Shushan the palace slew the Jews, and destroyed 500 men. And Parshandatha, and Dalphon, and Aspatha, and Poratha, and Adaliah, and Aradatha, and Parmashta, and Arisai, and Aradai, and Vajesatha, the 10 sons of Haman, the son of Hammedatha, the adversary of the Jews, slew they. But they laid not their hands on the spoil. On the same day came the number of those that were slain unto the palace of Shushan, before the king. And the king said unto the queen Esther, The Jews have slain in Shushan the palace, and destroyed 500 men, and the 10 sons of Haman. What have they done in the rest of the king's provinces? And what is thy petition, that it may be given thee? Or what is thy request, moreover, that it may be performed? Then said Esther, If it please the king, let it be granted also tomorrow to the Jews that are in Shushan to do according unto this day's decree, that they may hang upon the tree Haman's 10 sons. And the king charged to do so. And the decree was given at Shushan, and they hanged Haman's 10 sons. So the Jews that were in Shushan assembled themselves upon the 14th day of the month Adar, and slew 300 men in Shushan. But on the spoil they laid not their hand. And the rest of the Jews that were in the king's provinces assembled themselves, and stood for their lives, and had rest from their enemies, and slew of them that hated them 75,000. But they laid not their hand on the spoil. This they did on the 13th day of the month Adar, and rested the 14th day thereof, and kept it a day of feasting and joy. But the Jews that were in Shushan assembled themselves on the 13th day, and on the 14th thereof, and they rested on the 15th of the same, and kept it a day of feasting and joy. Therefore the Jews of the villages that dwelt in the unwalled towns kept the 14th day of the month Adar with joy and feasting, even a joyful day. And every one sent presents unto his neighbor. And Mordecai wrote these words, and sent letters unto all the Jews that were through all the provinces of the king Ahasuerus, both near and far, enjoining them that they should keep the 14th day of the month Adar, and the 15th day of the same every year, according to the days wherein the Jews rested from their enemies, and the month which was turned unto them from sorrow to joy, and from mourning into a joyful day, to keep them the days of feasting and joy, and to send presents every man to his neighbor, and gifts to the poor. And the Jews promised to do as they had begun, and as Mordecai had written unto them. Because Haman the son of Hammedatha the Agagite, all the Jews' adversary, had imagined against the Jews to destroy them, and had cast pure, that is a lot, to consume and destroy them. And when she came before the king, he commanded by letters, Let this wicked device, which he imagined against the Jews, turn upon his own head, and let them hang him and his sons on the tree. Therefore they called these days Purim, by the name of pure. And because of all the words of this letter, and of that which they had seen besides this, and of that which had come unto them, the Jews also ordained and promised for them and for their seed, and for all that joined unto them, that they would not fail to observe those 2 days every year, according to their writing, and according unto their season, and that these days should be remembered and kept throughout every generation, and every family, and every province, and every city. Even these days of Purim should not fail among the Jews, and the memorial of them should not perish from their seed. And the Queen Esther, the daughter of Abihail, and Mordecai the Jew, wrote with all authority to confirm this letter of Purim the second time. And he sent letters unto all the Jews to the 127 provinces of the kingdom of Ahasuerus, with words of peace and truth, to confirm these days of Purim according to their seasons, as Mordecai the Jew and Esther the queen had appointed them, and as they had promised for themselves and for their seed, with fasting and prayer. And the decree of Esther confirmed these words of Purim, and was written in the book. Esther, chapter 10. And the king Ahasuerus laid a tribute upon the land, and upon the isles of the sea, and all the acts of his power, and of his might, and the declaration of the dignity of Mordecai, wherewith the king magnified him, are they not written in the book of the Chronicles of the kings of Media and Persia? For Mordecai the Jew was the second unto King Ahasuerus, and great among the Jews, and accepted among the multitude of his brethren, who procured the wealth of his people, and spake peaceably to all his seed,